everyone! Welcome back to Dress to Quest. I'm Nathan, I'm the DM here, and we are an actual play live stream with an emphasis on cosplay, and we're currently playing in the Ghost of Saltmarsh setting. All of us are actually recently at level 8, so that's pretty exciting. And tonight is a special episode. We have a guest with us tonight. So with that, let's jump right into intros, if you don't mind, Sarah, kicking us off.
Yeah, for sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah Moore. My pronouns are she, her. Tonight, I'm going to be playing a problem for everyone here in this party. You can find me all over the internet at Pixies and Pins, and I also host an actual play show here on Gen Con TV on Friday nights called Sarah's Table. And this week at 5 p.m. Pacific on Friday, we're going to be playing a game called Horseshoe Academy, where everybody plays magical ponies going to school. And then following up next week with a game of Midwestern Moms, where you play, you guessed it, Midwestern Moms, solving problems for the cul-de-sac.
Oh my god, those both sound like so much fun.
Pretty ridiculous, yeah.
That's awesome. All right, well, yeah, let's go to our other players. So, Chris, if you don't mind.
Hi everybody, I'm Chris and I play Ayize Marley, human Termitian wizard. And I'm so happy to be on dry land again.
No more underwater swimming around with the fish folk. Yeah. All right, next up we have Amy.
Hi everybody, I'm Amy. I play Chinyar. I am an Eladrin or Eldrin cleric.
Awesome. And I know that Chris is doing average for hit points. Are you also doing average, Amy?
No, I'm gonna roll.
You're gonna roll? Do you mind rolling right now?
It.
Yeah.
Sure.
Good luck,
sure.
Amy.
Let's see how I do.
Let's see
Good
how
luck,
you
friends.
do. Oh, let me get us over to the dice so everybody can see this.
Okay. So that's 1d8, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was. Just want to double check, make sure. It's talking 1d10.
And I have been doing the reroll ones rule because I think it is nice. So you can reroll a 1 if you get a 1. It's so
I got a
much
1!
tension. Oh my god. Okay, go ahead. Roll again.
I got reroll.
Watch, you're gonna just keep getting 1s and then it's just faded.
No, don't make me get it again.
Come on, Amy.
Fingers crossed. Don't do it again. What'd I get? 7!
Woo! Awesome. Amazing. All right, let's move on to Eric.
Hey guys, I'm Eric Wahlberg. I play Volric the Great. He's a human 5th level Rune Knight and 3rd level College of Swords Bard. I'm going to roll my hit points now for level 8. Here we go.
Oh boy, let's go.
Get it.
Oh, oh, you have a D10. I thought it was a D8, but still, that's amazing. All right. With that, let's go to space.
Hey guys, I'm Space. I play Aspen, the Asimar Hexblade Warlock, Divine Soul Sorcerer, and I will be rolling for hit points. D6.
Oh, D6.
Space.
Oh,
I hate it.
Sorry.
I hate it.
There you go.
I wish it was a 1.
Aww.
All right. Next we have Josh or Winged Horizon.
Hi everybody, I'm Josh or Winged Horizon, and I play Shifty Capone, the real Malone, and I am a Arcane Trickster Rogue, and I'm going to roll my dice to go up to level 8.
Okay, let's see it. Hey, nice.
Not so shabby, eh?
That's amazing.
That's
All right. Well, we had pretty much some, I think, all around pretty good rolls except for Aspen. I'm so sorry, but yeah. All right. Well, with that, let's jump right into the recap here and get into the story so that we can see what happens as Sarah creates a problem for all our players.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, let's do this. So, last we left off, our heroes had just defeated the Sahuagin threat and slayed the demonic two-headed shark within the temple. However, it was at a great cost. Volric the Grey was killed in the battle. fortunately, or unfortunately, I don't know, it depends on how you look at it, Chenyar reached out to her god, which was revealed to be the Raven Queen, and an avatar of the Raven Queen was sent down to aid you all in the final moments of this battle. This avatar slayed the Baroness Sekalaz, the Sahuagin Baroness, and went to Volric's body, producing a small raven egg, and informed you all that if he were to bring back Volric, it would come at a cost. You agreed to do it, and he placed the egg on Volric's chest, and Volric found himself confronted by the Raven Queen, and she as well said, if you really want to do this, I will have to take something from you. Volric agreed and returned to this world a changed person. After the battle was resolved, you found out some terrible news that Eleander Fireborn, the commander of the allied forces of the land-based forces and those coming out of Saltmarsh, was killed in the battle. Through some investigation, it turns out he was assassinated during the battle. With these questions being raised, you were trying to decide what to do and who to confront. Maybe Galen was behind it, one of the council members of Saltmarsh who has ties to the smugglers. But before you could resolve all that, Aize found a new friend, a small lobster that could communicate telepathically named Shern, who just wants to go home and eat some good food. But Shern seemed to know the location of some sort of strange, gigantic, lobster-like apparatus deep within the ocean that Aize is very interested in. As you all returned to the Diora, you decided to go and confront Galen. As you approached him, you saw him leaning against the railing of the ship, clearly not doing any work with his big floppy hat and fine clothing. And as he turned to talk to you all, he seemed genuinely surprised that Eleander had been slain during the battle. But before you could press even further, Chenyar's avatar, or the Raven Queen's avatar, felt a searing pain and looked to the south as he heard a strange voice burbling up within his mind as his connection to the Raven Queen was severed, and with a cloud of smoke he was ripped from the material plane before he could reveal any more information. So, this is where we pick up. All of you are standing on the deck of the Diora. Galen is standing there looking aghast at what has just happened. With this strange companion of yours that he's never seen before has suddenly just turned to smoke and disappeared. He looks over at you all and goes, oh my gods, okay, what in the gods is going on here? I feel a bit of hostility coming from you all, and apparently Eleander's dead, and now a man just turned to smoke. Please, tell me what's happening. Not all at once.
Chenyar.
Yeah, we do. I will look at Shinyar as well.
Okay.
I'm not exactly certain what has happened to my companion. However, the others wish to speak with you, and I suggest that you answer as truthfully as you can. That is your best option right now.
All right, yes. Okay, fine. Sure. What do you want to know? Okay, I guess we're not going to. Sure. What do you want to know?
All we want to know, Galen, is did you have anything to do with F?
To do with
Oleander's death? Did
The
you?
backstabbing of Oleander, that's what.
No. No, I'm actually quite. Excuse me. No, of course not. How could you think such a thing? All right, insight check from Volric. Yeah, Volric, as you are studying Galen's face as he responds to this, he actually seems very surprised and kind of shocked at this news. And
I will message.
Yeah.
I will message Aspen. I think he's telling the truth.
I messaged Borg back. I mean, I don't want to put it past him. but I don't think he did this. He doesn't get his own hands dirty, you know?
I would agree.
He turns to look at all of you. This is a very serious accusation that you're making against a council member, as he kind of looks and his eyes drift and settle on you, Shifty, first, and then settle on you, Aspen. If you're going to be making accusations like this, you better have some damn good evidence. And please, Eliander was a friend. Show a bit of respect. There was some disagreements we may have had, but if there's nothing else I can help you with, I'm going to be on my way. Apparently,
Actually,
I need to
there
go.
is.
Yes.
There is. And Chinyar will slowly walk over to him, and she'll look at his fine collar, and she'll put her hand against his collar. You wouldn't happen to know who might have an interest in perhaps his death, would you?
He gently kind of
She
grabs.
stares just very blankly into his face, coldly.
He gently grabs your fingers and kind of pulls them away as he sort of withdraws into himself. Make an intimidation roll for me.
She's not very intimidating.
What'd you get?
That was
7?
very
Okay.
intimidating.
Okay.
That was really lovely. Loved it.
It was very intimidating. No, I do not. I don't associate myself with unsavory folk that would be behind such things, but I need to be getting to the first mate right away, reporting this, and finding out when we can return to Saltmarsh so I can report to the other council members. Now, please, if you would let me go, as he steps through you all.
She goes like this and backs up a little bit to let him pass.
Steps past and starts to briskly walk towards the bow of the ship. If none of you stop him, he just pushes past you all and continues as he turns. As he's leaving, he gives one last glance over his shoulder towards you, Shifty, kind of stops for a moment and then turns to the group. We all will need to have a discussion when we return to Saltmarsh, with the rest of the council, of course. And then kind of lingers and lands his gaze on you, Shifty, and then turns and continues to walk away.
Hey, Galen,
He stops.
I have some admiration that she actually got through this whole thing.
What can I say? I'm lucky. And he continues to walk away. With Galen departing, you all find yourself standing here on the flagship of the fleet. You can start to see other sailors and crew and soldiers returning, bringing the wounded on board, as Galen heads up into the top part of the ship where the wheel is, and you can see him speaking with the first mate of the flagship. Do you all want to do anything else on this flagship, or are you going to return back to the Diora?
I think there's nothing else for us to do here, so let's return to our own ship.
Okay. You all get aboard your small boat and head to the Diora, and as the day starts to progress, you can see that there's just like kind of a teeming of activity around the Sahuagin Island of various folks going in with smaller boats and leaving with wounded. You can start to see the aquatic species appearing on the banks of this rocky island, having talks and communication. After some time, you are all brought before the various leaders of the aquatic species. Actually, they come to your ship and they come aboard your ship. You can see Queen Othokent there, the main leader of the Lokata, the large fish folk, as well as the merfolk. You see the... oh god, I didn't have my NPCs ready. Where's all my NPCs here? Okay, I don't have it up. But it's the same merfolk woman that you interacted with before, and the same Lokata that you had dinner with, Aize. But as you all sit there and communicate with them, they thank you for everything that you've done, and you get a debrief of how the assault went. It appears that there were minimal casualties for the aquatic forces. They seemed to catch all the Sahuagin by surprise as they came rushing up from below. Most of the Sahuagin's attention diverted up top due to the land-based forces raising the alarm early. However, the land-based forces did suffer a bit more casualties as a result. But regardless, all of the leadership of the Sahuagin have been killed, and the remaining Sahuagin forces have surrendered and dropped their arms to be taken in. After having this communication, Othokent bows to you all and thanks you as she departs ways. Brox as well, and you watch as all the aquatic species sort of disperse and start gathering up their various forces and swimming off into off to wherever their homes may be. As the day comes to a close, you are informed by Galen, who has kind of become the de facto leader since Eleander has died in this battle. For the Allied land forces, and he informs you that they are going to be leaving most of the ships behind for a period to help these lizard folk get settled in. But Eleander's flagship is going to be departing now to get back to Saltmarsh as soon as possible. My next question, and he does inform you that once you return to Saltmarsh, you will be brought forth before the council and given a reward, as well as discussing what has occurred here. And he kind of gets in a little close, becomes a little more hushed, and says, and we do need to discuss in private, these accusations of me killing Oleander. It seems like you're implying that there was some sort of assassination, so we need to have a discussion with the rest of the council. As he leaves, what I want to ask you all is, are you going to depart ways right away and head out with Eleander's ship going north to Saltmarsh? Do you want to wait before leaving north? What would you like to do?
I look to the captain and to Aspen.
Okay.
I mean, are we on our own ship? Like,
Yeah, you're on the
heading
Diora.
back-
You are basically on the Diora. You can go in any direction you want. You are being asked to return to Saltmarsh as soon as possible so you can receive your reward and talk with the council. But I mean, they're not going to stop you if you decide to go somewhere else.
I said we make a run for now. Yeah, we're gonna go back to Saltmarsh.
Okay.
We can't run until we've been paid.
We can't run at all. We're in the middle of the ocean, so
We can't sail away anyway.
yeah.
I don't see any reason why
We do need to
stay
be
here.
paid first. That's correct.
The Raven
Everyone needs
Avatar and I
supplies.
picked up a bunch of baubles while we were wandering through the place, so
Oh,
we got a hold full of treasure.
I kind of have a gift for Ayuze. I like go down into the kitchen of the Diora, and I get a pot, like a big cast iron pot, and I fill it up with water, and I bring it up to Ayuze, and I this is for Shorn, you know, and if he wants the water warmed, we can always take it back downstairs.
Oh, this is so
Oh,
lovely.
Not a pot.
But it's got some fresh water, like salt. Is that salt water? It smells lovely.
Yeah, I sprinkled a little bit in there for you, you know.
I
Maybe
wouldn't
we can get
mind.
some salt water for him.
Like, it smells salt in the water. It seems like it's got quite a lot in it.
I gently place him inside
For a
the pot.
lobster.
Take the pot from Aspen, and I say,
Kind
"I'll
of
be
wrestle.
in my
I
quarters."
wrestle it.
You hold
You'll
on.
be in my quarters.
I hold on to the pot.
I gently remove Shorn from the pot.
Nah. I'll give him the pot. I don't.
Okay.
All right.
You know, Sean.
I approach. Sorry. I'll
No,
approach
go ahead.
one of the deckhands.
Uh-huh.
Willoughby,
Oh, yes.
I need a tub, some salt water, and if you happen to have any sand around, could you put a layer of sand on the bottom? Would you bring that to my cabin, please?
Sure. It's kind of sand. You want sand in your pot? Okay. And Willoughby
The tub, Willoughby, the tub.
Oh, okay.
Aize, maybe get some small fish. I'm sure they probably have some chum or something they can give you for
You might want to keep him comfortable at first. But I'll take that under advisement. Thank you, Shenyar.
Willoughby scurries off and gathers some sand and all that and brings it to your chambers. And you set up a little enclosure for Shern, and Shern is quite happy. Of course, this is what happens.
Oh, sorry. I do wish Mr. Shern telepathically. Look, don't ever climb into a pot, especially if Aspen offers you one. All right?
What if there's water in it?
Then definitely don't climb in it.
Okay, if
And I
you
know
say
you
so.
like butter, but if she comes at you with butter, run away, okay?
But I've never experienced butter before. I've only heard about it, and it seems like whenever you talk about it, these wonderful feelings of deliciousness and excitement well up in your brain.
Uh-huh. I'll get you some butter once we get to Saltmarsh, all right?
Oh, I would love that. All right. All right. So as you all get settled in here, yeah, go ahead, Shifty.
Shifty stands up on a barrel. He goes, so everybody actually can see him and pays attention. He's,
Yeah.
because he was kind of trying to say, I had something to say, and he goes, I'm stepping down as captain.
The whole crew suddenly stops. There's kind of an audible gasp as everybody looks towards you. All of the activity of getting ready to leave has stopped.
I feel I failed my crew, my leadership. My greed was overtaken. My decision making. I was not a good leader that led to the death of one, or actually two of our people who were brought back. And I feel maybe I just need to be more alert and let the decision making rest on Aspen. I trust you with the ship.
Me?
You. I give all duties and responsibilities of this captainhood to Aspen. Henceforth. I'll retire to my quarters now.
Oh, wait, don't. Okay. I look at like Shinyar and Aize. I'm just like,
I'll go talk to him. He's in a bad way right now. He just needs some time. And so I will follow Shifty to his cabin, and we'll maybe have something later.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm still carrying Shorn to my cabin. I glance over at Shifty, and then I glance at Volric. Then I glance at Aspen. I shrug and say, I'm still quartermaster. And then I leave.
Okay. As you all depart ways, Chenyar, you joining Shifty in his cabin, Aspen, the rest of the crew kind of looks to you, waiting for your orders.
well, I mean, we want to get home, so everybody go back to what you were doing.
And the crew kind of hesitates for a moment and then immediately goes and starts to resume the flurry of activity on the ship.
And as first mate, I will put a little more energy into it, knowing that this is a bit abrupt for the crew. So
Okay.
They know me, and I will keep them moving.
Okay. As everything gets set, you eventually feel the lurch of the ship begin to move and that momentum picking up as you start heading north. The sun setting off to the west as the evening comes on. Galen's ship has already left. You can just barely see on those of you with high enough perception can barely see the faint outline of his ship disappearing to the north. But by the time you get going, it has disappeared on the horizon. The fog is starting to collect on the coastline as you start moving northward. As you head north and the sun sets, leaving a bit of twilight on the western horizon, Aspen, you you suddenly feel a warmth and a presence that only comes when you choose and only very sparingly. You feel the kind of warmth of your father sort of run up your spine, and you start to feel this almost like pull, like as if there's a bit of gravity that's pulling you in a certain direction.
I will follow that.
Okay. You start to kind of walk up onto the deck of the ship, and moving onto the deck, you feel yourself being pulled towards the west, and you go and stand on the railing looking out over the waves. You can see that little thin band of light on the horizon. And you can just feel that sensation starting to build within you. And it starts to burble and bubble up into anxiety and urgency, like you must go in that direction.
As in, like, take the ship in that direction. Who is Volric the one driving on the wheel, or is there someone different?
I don't know if I'm doubling up as the helmsman or not.
Let's just say for convenience that, yeah, Volric is up there currently steering.
Volric, do me a favor, go west.
Captain.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Aspen. Okay.
Yeah.
Know that you have my support. It's a strange day. Don't understand his reasoning, but I accept it.
I don't either. I'm gonna talk to him later on, but right now we have things to do. So let's get them done.
Hi.
As Volric spins the wheel, and you can hear the creaking of the vessel, all of you kind of feel the vessel start to tilt as it turns. Aspen, you feel like a compass. You kind of feel that focus becoming more and more specific as you are kind of guiding Volric to make minor adjustments. Moving further and further forward, you feel that urgency building and building. After about half an hour of travel, as you start to see the sight of land disappear on the eastern horizon, you just barely make out, in the very faint bit of light that is left, a dark shape, very small, about 300 feet away, just gently bobbing in the water.
A message, Volric, and I will point it out. 300 feet away, something in the water.
All right. Smedley. And I point him to the wheel, and I'm going to go ahead and dive over the edge and let my hook of Manaway unfurl.
Oh, okay. So as this other crew member grabs the wheel and gets it settled, Volric suddenly dives over, and the manta ray unfurls as you into the water and go rocketing off towards this shape. It takes you no time at all, Volric, to surface next to the shape, and what you see is almost this like husk of a rowboat, just like the ribs essentially, that is rotted away. There are a couple of little barnacles clinging to what is left, and sort of sprawled out in the middle of it, clinging to it unconscious, is a humanoid figure. What do you do, Volric?
This person you said is unconscious?
Yeah.
Okay. If it doesn't look threatening, I'm going to scoop it up under one arm. I will also, as a bonus action, use Giant's Might so I can get extra big to move faster.
Okay. So
and
you...
So I do grow to the 9 feet tall, and then scoop up the person with one arm. And if there's any other items or things, I'll take a quick look.
Well, as you go row in the water and then reach over and grab this figure, the limp body kind of going up in your arm, Sarah, can you describe what Volric sees as he scoops up your unconscious body and is placing it on his shoulder? Oh, you're muted.
Oh. Am I back? I'm
Yes,
back.
you're back. You're back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm unconscious. It's hard to hear me. So, you scoop up a high elf. She's pretty lithe and light. She's dressed in sort of dark adventuring clothing. They're pretty waterlogged at this point. It looks like she's been out there for quite some time. She's like, even though she's sort of drowned rat, she's also like pretty parched. Like she's been out in the sun for a long time. She has a nothing. She's not like holding anything, but you notice that she's got a lot of like pockets and things that you feel stuff in, but it's hard to see.
Do I sense that you are truly unconscious or semi-conscious?
Narratively unconscious. She cannot respond to you in any way.
Well, just on the chance that you might be able to hear me, I whisper, "Easy now, Elf. I've got you." And I'll start swimming back to the ship. And I will message Aspen on the way back. I said, find a boat, or at least parts of it, and an elf seems to be alive.
Responsive? Is she talking, or are they talking?
No.
Nathan, have we gotten a long rest, or have we gotten a short rest?
Oh, right, yeah. If you left right away, like before taking a long rest, then you would just have a short rest. But if you want to get the long rest, I will give you that, and this could be the following morning. We'll just adjust some things, but I think based on everything, short rest. Okay, so yeah, everybody go ahead. You can do the short rest. Yeah. Okay.
That means I get a second level back. Oh, okay.
So
okay. Bring her to me. I will message Shinyar, have her come up, and we'll check them out.
Okay.
I will message Shinyar and I will twin cast that say Volric found a body in the water. Shinyar, please tell Shifty. Everyone meet on the deck.
Okay. As you all gather on the deck of the ship, you eventually see as Volric pulls himself up, this big giant form of his, as the boat itself kind of starts to rock a bit as he gets up on the deck and lays out this elven woman on the deck of the ship. What do you all do?
I will examine her immediately.
Go ahead. Are you doing like medicine? You want to see? Yeah, go ahead and make a medicine check.
I will help her.
Okay. As you both kneel down, go ahead, Chenyar, make it with advantage.
Okay.
You alive?
Yes.
She looks like a raisin.
Well, I mean, Shifty, that's what happens when you are in the middle of the ocean for who knows how long.
Natural 20.
Hey, okay.
Hey.
Yeah, she is definitely alive. She is experiencing hypothermia at this point and has lost consciousness. Is actually very lucky that you all managed to find her at this moment. She's barely clinging to life, but is starting to do a little better now that she is out of the water.
All right, so I will give her fresh water, and DM, would I recognize her as a high elf?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I will let the others know that of my kind, she is considered not sacred, but of royalty.
Because she can swim?
No, she is of the high elves, and they are.
Oh yeah, I heard about them. They're in the woods a lot, right?
Yes, yes. So she is a very important individual for us elves to ensure taken care of.
Well, let's get her warmed up and everything. I
Maybe
guess
we should put her
Shifty.
through rest. Like she can rest somewhere. I don't think the deck of the ship is appropriate for her to rest.
Do you want to put her in your room, or
Yes,
keep her
yes.
in the captain's quarters?
No, I don't. I don't wish to do that. Shifty is still contemplating things. I think better to. My quarters would be adequate for her. I think that would be fine.
All right. You take her into your quarters, and I'm assuming you basically just want to kind of do like a long rest, or sorry, short rest style or long rest style, and just like let her recover naturally. So if that's the case, if you're not going to use any magic to revive her,
I don't. So quick question, DM.
Yeah.
We went up in level, and I gained a spell because of going up in level. Would
Right.
I be able to use that spell?
yeah.
Okay, then I can actually heal her.
Okay.
I can give her some cure. And since we're going to do a long rest, I'm going to use the it's a 4th level spell.
Okay.
So I will do cure wounds on her to cure her.
Go ahead and roll those hit points. So I'm going to start calling you by your character name now. Zinnia, you are unconscious here. You suddenly feel this, it's not really warmth, it's like this adrenaline shock, like this like cold water that's just suddenly pulsed through your body and you suddenly wakes you up. But you feel alive, like revitalized by it. And as your eyes pop open, you find yourself in this warm cabin of a ship, and leaning over you is Chenyar, this elven woman with kind of... Well, Chenyar, what do you look like? What does Zinnia see?
I'm very pale, and if you know your elven history, you will know that I am Eladrin. You'll recognize an Eladrin elf in the winter season.
Okay. Great.
So, what do you do?
I think I like sit up, like do the thing where you like gasp awake and sit up, and immediately try to get up. I have to get to Saltmarsh right now. I have to get
Easy. We're on our way to Saltmarsh. We can bring you with us.
How quickly does this boat? Yes, boat. How quickly does this vessel move?
As fast as it can. I can talk with the captain and ask that we expedite back to Saltmarsh. Why? Why are you in such a rush to get to Saltmarsh?
There is a thing that I must... It is a life and death situation.
I understand. I will speak with our captain. Our captain is Aspen. I will speak with her. Actually, maybe it would be best to maybe call her in and you can speak to her yourself.
Yes.
And I will walk to the door and I'll say, Aspen, can someone please get Captain Aspen, please?
Aspen, you are conveniently right there and are able to enter the room.
Is everybody just listening, lined up at the door?
Yes.
Pretty much,
Like
yeah.
full-on creeps.
So you open the door and everybody...
We all fall in.
Clunk.
I'm making perception rolls at the doorway.
Yeah.
By the way, you got 22 points of healing back if you were needing a healing.
Ooh, wonderful. Thank you. I feel much better.
There you go.
I enter the room and I look to Chenyar. Did you need me?
Yes, your name again?
Zinnia.
Zinnia, I don't think you had mentioned. Captain, Zinnia is in need of a fast return to Saltmarsh. She said it's a life or death situation, and I know you would want to know right away. So, Zinnia, could you maybe explain what your needs are to our captain so she can understand why you are in such a rush?
I acquired an item that will keep someone I love very much safe. This item must be destroyed in a ritualistic manner, and it can only be done in Saltmarsh. And there is a chance that the person who I acquired said item from is perhaps pursuing me to stop that from happening.
Can I do an insight check on her to determine?
I will
Absolutely.
also do one.
Yeah, go for it. both
Feel
of you.
free.
Oh no.
Natural 20.
Whoa.
So that gives me 27.
Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. Okay.
Nothing that I said is a lie.
Okay. I feel very confident.
I look to
that,
Shinyar.
she believes everything she's saying and is not trying to deceive us in any way. And I will just look at how I will give that cue over to Aspen. Is I will look at Aspen and I'll give her a nod, and hopefully she understands what I mean by it.
Okay. Give me 1 second, and I will use thaumaturgy to make my voice echo for the whole ship. And I will say, all hands on deck, full sail, full speed ahead. Get us back to Saltmarsh as fast as you can.
As Aspen's voice booms throughout the ship, you start to hear the scuffling of feet as people immediately start jumping into action. The sound of rigging being pulled, sails unfurling, as the boat itself starts to kind of list and move in a different direction to get the most optimal angle of the wind.
As I jump back up to the wheel,
Okay.
I will message Aspen, and I say, "Question, Captain.
Yes, what can I do for you?
You had us head west, and now we head to Saltmarsh. Did you know we would find this woman?"
I had a feeling that I haven't had in a long time. I felt my father kind of guiding me towards her. I mean, if my father sent me or sent us to rescue her, then I don't think she's a bad person.
Most definitely. This is the blessing part of your history. Thank you. And I'll make sure people are on their way heading towards Saltmarsh at a brisk pace.
Okay. Let's kick off the first part of this skill challenge. Aspen, can you roll a persuasion roll for me? Or this would be persuasion. Go ahead and roll a persuasion roll for me as you are kicking the crew into high gear.
Okay, hopefully this is really good because that roll was really bad.
So when she does that, I would like to just touch her on the side and give her guidance.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Go ahead. You can
good
add a
touch. I love
d4.
that. 21.
21. Okay. Excellent. Yes. The crew immediately kicks into high gear and gets the optimal position of the sails, and the ship starts to pick up immense speed, heading north. Zinnia, what are you doing now? You feel the ship is starting to pick up speed. You hear the crew running around, shouts and cries.
I think I'm up on deck. I'm watching where we're going, like, close to the front of the ship as possible. I feel very much like I'm hoping that they will Tokyo drift this boat into the shore so I can just jump off, go do what I need to do. So I'm trying to make myself be as close to it. And I'm probably fiddling with that object that we talked about.
Are you fiddling with it in your pocket?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can kind of, as you are clutching onto this small object in your pocket and fiddling with it, you feel your fingertips becoming slick with the liquid and a bit sticky, but I suppose you continue to anxiously grab it.
Would any of us notice that she's fiddling with something in her pocket?
Let's see, you got a natural 20 on your last insight check, right? I'll let that carry over. And so, sorry, Zinnia, did you go up to the deck as you're doing this? Okay.
Yes.
So as you all have left Shenyar's cabin and are now out on the deck of the ship helping the crew with their various aspects, Shenyar, you look over and you do catch that Zinnia. You don't see the object, but you see that Zinnia has her hand in her pocket and is very anxiously clutching something and sort of moving it between her fingers.
Okay, so I will walk over to her and I will say, it is strange that a high elf should find themselves in such a predicament. How did you find yourself where you were? It's very fortunate that we came along.
Yeah, I guess you could say that people do crazy things for love, right?
Yes. Yes, they certainly do.
I feel like I would have in the gesturing tried to stop touching the object, but then when my hand comes out,
Yeah, you as Zinnia is kind of speaking to you and sort of instinctually, it sounds like Zinnia gesticulates. As Zinnia's hand kind of goes up like that, you catch on the fingertips and the thumb. There's just fresh, slick blood.
Blood.
Blood. And you very clearly recognize it as blood, especially with your career.
I will gently reach over, and I don't know if the others are watching too, but I will gently reach over, and I will hold her hand, and I will turn it over, and I'll say, "Curious."
yeah, that's new. I don't think that's coming from me.
And Chetnyar, you immediately see there are no cuts or gashes on Zinnia's hand.
Is this related to something that you're fiddling with in your pocket?
Remember how I said I needed to destroy an object with a ritual?
Yes.
Believe it's from that.
It is not my place to question a high elf, but we obviously don't know very much about you or what you're going to have to do, but I'm sure should you need aid and you are of a disposition to do good, we would certainly be amenable to help you. And then I will look back. I don't know if Aspen's in listening distance.
Mm-hmm.
I will look back and give a look to Aspen to see if she heard and get just kind of connect with her.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. You look over and make eye contact with Aspen. Aspen, I would say you were just within range to kind of pick up on the details of this conversation. I imagine you all are up on the, I don't know my boat terms, but the back top part where the wheel is, right? I'm picturing this scene taking place up there with Zinnia. You were probably looking out over the water as this is happening, and Aspen, you're up there with Volric, helping command the ship as you pick up on this conversation.
I will look to Ayuze, and I will message him. Do you think you can detect her thoughts?
Oh, this again. I'll pick up her surface thoughts. A probe is an attack. Just a reminder. But,
I mean, we can give her the chance to actually answer the question, and I'll just look up at Zinnia. Do you mind telling us what this object is that you are holding in your pocket?
It's a pearl.
may I see
May
it?
we see it?
I pull it out of my pocket.
You see a beautiful opalescent little pearl that Zinnia pulls out, but you notice that it is just slowly crying tears of blood that are starting to dribble down her hand. Zinnia, as you're holding it and Ayuze leans in close, your vision kind of shifts focus past Ayuze to the horizon, and you just see a dark fog bank on the horizon that is approaching.
Super duper. Hey, faster would be better right now.
I mean, I
Just
think we're going as fast as we can. I mean, you see the size of this boat.
no way to boost it.
Help, Ayuze? You seem to be able to control water really well. Not sure if there's any.
After a long rest. Hold on a minute. Give me a
There's
second.
You see the fog?
And you all look to where she points, and you see there's a big, thick, dark fog bank out on the kind of southwest horizon.
That's not natural fog. That's pretty malevolent, housing some. I'm just pretty sure the vampires heading this
What?
direction.
Vampire?
There's
I'm sorry.
Vampires, that sucks.
It would. It could suck for everyone involved.
I just look at Volric. Shake
I
my
throw a
head.
sponge at
That
him.
was the player actually. I'm on the wheel.
No, I'm gonna pretend it was Volric.
Yeah, it's Volric now.
That sort of makes sense. I can imagine that would be candy for a vampire. Pop it in your mouth.
Wow, gross.
A bleeding pearl.
Sure.
Question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
May I don't want to touch it, but may I perform a detection of magic upon it?
Sure.
Followed by, Nathan, I'm picking up on, trying to pick up Zinnia's surface thoughts.
Oh, okay, yeah. Zinnia, what are your surface thoughts?
Basically, a lot of expletives about vampires. How badly I would like to get away from them.
I cocked my head slightly and said, No, I don't say anything. I just sort of smile, and I telepathically. Who would I tell this to? Actually, no. This is all expletive deleted. I shared with Sharon and said, I need to teach you some words.
All right.
They're very creative expletives.
So you use your
Mother's
telepathy.
milk in a cup. What is that?
I have no idea. So
Cast
as
Detect
you
Magic.
cast Detect Magic and looking at the pearl between Zinnia's fingers, there is a lot of strong magic radiating off the pearl. The type of magic is divination that is radiating off of it.
Interesting. Two solutions. One, we get the ship to move faster. If that cannot be done, I recommend blocking it.
Blocking the
Black.
ship.
No. Point at the pearl. It's obvious that they're following that. It's radiating divination magic. So unless they're using a scrying mechanism on you, and I'll do a perception test to see if I can pick up any scry traces around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a perception roll. Because you do have Detect Magic up.
15?
15. Looking around, you don't sense that telltale sign of a scry orb in the vicinity. You merely just feel that strong magic radiating off of the pearl.
If there was a way to dampen it, then we could probably evade them.
As you're having this conversation, you start to feel the wind almost die down. What I would like... Yeah, Zinnia?
How close is the fog bank?
I would say at this point... Let's see. It's probably 2 miles out. Like, it's on more or less your visible horizon at this point, but you can see that it is... Like, you especially recognize it is approaching quickly.
Mm-hmm. And we can still just see it as fog.
Correct, yeah. And at this point, the sun is set entirely. There's just stars up ahead, up above, and there is a bit of moonlight catching the edges of the fog, so you can see the, contours.
Super.
Do we have a lead box on the boat?
Do any of you have that in your inventory? Otherwise, I would say no.
All right. Do we have... I know we have a treasure chest.
I have a bag of holding.
Well,
I'm in sea glider.
Do you have a bag of holding?
I believe I do, don't I? Yes, I do. I have a bag of holding, but I'm on the sea glider. When I retired from the Diora, I went over to my sea glider to sail along the side.
You're not with us?
wait, what? You aren't actually doing that, are you?
Wouldn't I be on my own ship?
I mean, you're welcome to do that. I don't know why you would.
Because of the vampires, obviously.
Yeah, to bail.
Why would you
Oh,
say
God.
One of us has got to be the
He's
survivor.
like,
Um,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm out.
He's trying to do a spin-off campaign where he's the only one that lives.
I mean, Shifty, if you really wanted to be doing that, I won't stop you. But I just assume you were still on the deck of the Diora. I thought you would still be part of the crew, but it's up to you.
I think we had 2 ships already, though.
Yeah, you have the small sea glider. It's a small vessel. It's not going to be able to keep up with the Diora, so I would say for simplicity's sake, you're on the deck of the Diora because the sea glider is not going to be able to keep up.
I should do it. I come up and I say, try this.
Okay.
It's not lead, but
Zinnia, do you mind putting that pearl inside that bag of holding?
As long as it won't be lost.
The bag functions as an extra dimensional space, so it might possibly block the signal, so to speak.
I meant as long as the bag is not going to get lost.
Oh, no.
this isn't losing my possession.
Great. Sure, I put it in there.
Okay, you drop it
Yeah.
in.
And Nathan, I see this fog. I
Oh yeah.
sense its unnatural kind of nature.
Yeah, especially with you and Shifty, with your experience of being at sea, you can tell it is starting to pick up speed.
Okay. And that we will not be able to outrun it, right?
Maybe. So what I was gonna get at is, as soon as that pearl drops into the bag of holding, all of you suddenly feel this cold wind. And you start to see that fog billowing and moving closer. If you all would like to try to escape this and outrun this fog that is approaching, we are going to do a skill challenge. Aspen has already succeeded on one, but I would need the rest of you to provide creative ideas on how you can potentially escape this fog that is approaching and this
Any
creature.
wind?
The wind has died?
It seems to be shifting in ways to counter your forward progress, so you can, with
No problem, I know what to
skilled
do.
sailing, yeah, or something else.
Sweeps!
What was that? Is this another crew member? Okay.
No. It's called sweeps. That's what
Oh,
they call
sweeps.
the
Oh, got it. Yeah. When you... I was like, oh god, is this another person that I don't know about?
Oh, with your we just make it up as we go along, the crew names.
Oh yeah, of course, I love it.
With your permission, Captain, I would recommend that we pop the sweeps out and start rowing in addition to using the sails.
Got it. Okay.
I will use thaumaturgy. Yeah, man, I messed it up. I will use thaumaturgy to call any available crewmates that are not helping either Volric or myself, and I will tell them to go and start rowing as fast as they can, as hard as they can.
Okay. Yeah, so you call out to the crew, and immediately you see a bunch of folks go below deck, and the oars splash into the water. Let's see here. So, Aspen, you've already done a roll. Is anybody else aiding in this
I
endeavor?
could do that. I'm aiding.
And
You're
which
aiming.
aspect?
The oars getting pushed out and dropped into the water to be used to row the boat
Yeah,
faster.
I'm gonna kick into overdrive with all my background and the 2 or 3 ships that I've
Okay.
led, and I will try and motivate and move, and also use my bardic battle poems to inspire them as well. So I'm willing to also burn inspiration.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Go ahead and make a persuasion roll as you head below decks and start shouting at all the crew to get it into high gear. and I'll let you add a inspiration dice to that.
You said persuasion?
Persuasion, yeah.
DM, would I hear Volric at this point and then maybe just walk over and touch him and give him guidance?
Sure. I don't think he's gonna need it.
I don't think so either, but never hurts.
Total of
So-
47.
Yeah, with Volric and Aspen shouting these orders out, you all feel the ship starting to pick up speed despite the uncooperative wind. As they... Zinnia, you start to feel the wind catching your cheeks as the ship is moving forward, and behind you, you feel that cold wind starting to pick up. And the fog cloud billowing. Aize, I saw you.
We had a short rest, right?
Yes, you had a short rest.
Okay. Gust of wind has a duration of only 1 minute.
Yeah, I don't think that's long enough. This is an extended, chase to try to escape this creature that's pursuing you. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, get rid of whatever, anything that's of weight.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so Shifty, you start moving around the deck, and knowing the ship intimately, you start to get crew to help you gather supplies that are not of importance and throw them over the deck. All of you start to hear on top of the oars items splashing into the water and see things starting to... Zinnia.
Does anybody have a spyglass? And could I borrow it and zip up to the crow's nest?
Yes, I do have a telescope, and I can hand it to you.
All right.
Great. I want to just zip up there and try to get myself a high vantage point so I can try to see into the fog cloud and see.
Go ahead and
Okay.
make a perception roll for me as you
And
with
as I-
advantage.
As I hand it to you, because we haven't officially met while you're awake, I say, Ulrich.
Zinnia.
Okay, we'll let her go.
All right. The spyglass is slapped into your hand, and you scurry up to the top and go ahead and make that perception with advantage.
Oh, that's good because the first one was a 3.
Oh, cool. I love that.
But with advantage,
Yeah.
I rolled a 15 plus 4, so 19 for perception.
Awesome. Okay. You scurry up to the deck, to the crow's nest, as you can hear Shifty crying out down below and items splashing into the water, the oars pressing forward, and as you extend the spyglass and look into the fog, a few moments pass as you just see the roiling darkness that's approaching, and then you catch a shape, a tattered sail poking out of the mist, and a white flag fluttering at the top with a glinting silver skull with fangs embroidered on it.
Mm-hmm.
The sails themselves appear to be tattered and rat-gnawed, and the mast is almost like a piece of gnarled driftwood. And you can catch in that brief moment, there are the, what you only saw for a moment, these sort of almost like roots, these deep red roots sort of pulsing that climb up the entire mast. And then almost immediately the fog billows over and covers it as it is approaching. Did you want to do anything else up there, Zinnia?
I want to yell down that it's the vampire ship for sure.
Okay. Do you say anything in particular, or?
I think just like I don't have any way to amplify my voice.
Yeah.
But I think I just like lean over the crow's nest and just like it heads up, it's the vampire ship and it's moving fast.
You can hear Zinnia shouting that down, Volric, you at the wheel, and see her kind of leaning over the crow's nest.
The first thing I think about is the crew. The crew who heard that, and I will try and mitigate that. I'm focused on that for the moment because I can imagine if I'm a first or third level mate, I hear there's a vampire ship coming, they might freak out.
You immediately do hear gasps and talk spreading throughout the crew. Shifty, you down below start to hear it burble up and pass past you as different crew members are kind of seeming to become a bit spooked and panicked. Shifty, I need you to make an investigation roll for me as you are looking for these items to offload.
Sure. I'm gonna say, well, I guess we better not offload the garlic. And what did I get here? Oh, okay, excuse me. I have to put the public roll. There we go, 11.
Okay. After about another half hour goes by as Shifty is moving around with the crew, offloading all these various items, and you can feel that cold wind starting to pick up, but despite it blowing at your back and catching your backs and feeling your spine go cold and the hairs stand up, the sails almost seem to be like waffling and not filling full with the wind. But you see that fog starting to get closer and closer. I'm so sorry, Shifty, that is one failure. But you do have 2 successes at the moment. Who else would like to contribute to this skill challenge, and in what way?
Just gotta grab some garlic.
What is he trying to do? Well, I'm probably busy right now, so I won't do it.
Yeah, we got Volric has already done it, Aspen's done it, so all that's left, and Shifty's done it. So all that's left is Chenyar, Aize, and Zinnia.
So, go ahead, Chris. Aize.
I'm clutching my lobster, and that's it. Don't you worry. Just as a precaution,
Huh?
if they should catch us, I'm going to start ritual casting water breathing on the party and the crew.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I mean, that will help if people go overboard. I'm not sure how it'll help with the, escaping the vessel, but...
Oh no, if they catch us, well,
Okay.
then one option we have is to grab all the treasure and leap into the ocean.
Okay, awesome. All right, so you
They
start
get
to
the
cast...
Diora, but we get our lives and whatever we can carry. And you, my little friend, you'll be fine under the sea.
Yes, what's happening? I'm sensing a lot of fear.
Oh yes, there's something horrible coming. Hey, you wouldn't happen to have any abilities that really aggravate undead, would you?
Well, I could do this.
When we first met, you did
aggravating.
something, and it made everyone feel really warm and fuzzy. Even that strange raven avatar I was with. But I know I felt very warm and fuzzy. Could you do that?
Sure. And you start to get like images of food and warmth and flashes of what you suspect is the home of this creature going through your mind, and you feel very warm and fuzzy and happy.
Okay, I walk around the deck with Sharon.
Okay.
But, all of the crew and all of the group walk by Volric, walk by Aspen.
Oh, that's so awesome. Okay, I'm trying to think of what kind of role this is. I want to say this is like an animal
Morale.
handling role, but yeah, it's morale, but you are like kind of guiding Shern on how to do this, so I'm going to say animal handling. This is, I'm going to say that the DC will be lower because I love this idea.
He's not an animal.
Yes, I mean, he kind of is. I mean, what do you think? Do you have an idea?
I think Arcana is more appropriate because he's a magical creature.
No, I'm sorry. I don't think so. This is either
Alright, how
animal
about we
handling.
split the difference and call it nature?
Sure, nature.
Do I have advantage?
No, but the DC is lower because I love this. This is a brilliant use of using Shern.
14?
All right. So you go around to the various crew with Shern in hand, and all of you do feel as Aize passes, you feel this like warmth pass through you, and this feeling of happiness and content, and safety, and you just see this little lobster sticking out of. Are you holding the pot? No, you're just holding the pot. Clacking the hands as the warmth passes through you. And it does seem to help as the crew starts to sort of pick up their spirits. Unfortunately, though, it's not quite enough. As,
I'd like to re-roll.
And
Okay.
maybe-
So I said if it didn't succeed, then I'm going to use a luck point.
Okay.
Lucky,
It's-
lucky.
Yeah.
I have something next when you're done.
Okay.
Burn a luck point, and I'll re-roll. Where are you, nature? Oh, 15. One up.
Incredible. So, yeah, as I was saying, it seems to be just enough to get the crew motivated to push the boat forward and just keep pace with the fog. However, you definitely are keeping pace with it, but tendrils of fog are now starting to lick the back of the ship. This boat is indeed very close, but you suspect that you might be able to push through the night and make it to Saltmarsh before it can fully envelop you if you do something about it. You have some luck on your side. Yeah, Volric, what were you going to say?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so does it seem like it's a long shot that they can keep this going all night long to escape?
You, at this point, I'm going to say about 2 hours have passed with all of this going on, and you suspect that you should be able, there is a chance you'll be able to make it to Saltmarsh before this vessel can overwhelm you. That was a success, by the way, so you were very close.
Okay.
I think that it's more important that we last until daytime, because if they're vampires, if we can make it to the dawn, but that's just me saying. Anyhow, water breathing.
Okay.
We do have great.
I would like to speak with Aspen.
Okay, so you go and approach Aspen.
Yep, and then I seek Shifty as well.
Okay, so Shifty and Aspen are gathered around.
I say, it's a mighty effort. There's a chance.
What about our weapons? We do have grape shot, cannon, smoke bombs, or one of those actually.
I mean, with the way the ship is positioned, we're gonna have to turn around and try to fire. I would rather us just keep going. I mean, I think I might have something. It could work, it could not work, because technically it's not sunlight, but I can cast daylight on the ship and try to make it seem like, this is some sort of radiant vessel.
Is the cannon on wheels?
You can reposition the cannon.
I think we should
I
get
mean,
them behind us or to the side. We could probably
Okay.
use grape shot if
So-
if it has any effect.
Well,
um,
both of these things are things I would not disagree with. Well, my question to you is, if it's impending that we will not make it, I request that we drive our crew down below. They'll be torn apart by the vampires, and then furthermore, they'll be no use to us. If it looks like they're going to get us, I say we send them down, we draw our blades, and we fight.
I mean, there was no choice. We're gonna fight for what's ours. I'm not gonna let anybody that doesn't deserve to be ripped apart be ripped apart.
So,
If we have to fight, we fight.
so then, Captain, you allow it to be my call when it seems like it's close enough that they'll get us. I want to send the crew down. Otherwise, they'll be caught in the middle.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you. I look at Shifty and I say, you agree?
Yes, as the captain says.
All right.
Okay.
I
go
would
back
like
and-
to look. Oh, sorry.
That's it. I'll go back and I'll be driving the crew and I'll be keeping close watch because that's exactly what I want to do. I want to send those guys down. Looks like they're going to
Okay.
be.
Sounds
I
good.
go out to say I can't move the cannon. Maybe are you still large?
It's been like 3 hours at this point, so I don't think so.
I would like to.
For big people to move the cannon
Okay.
if you're going to use it.
Volric, do you help Shifty move the cannon into position into the back of the ship?
If there's someone else that can do it, but because I'm driving the crew, but
Sure.
Help motivate the crew if you
Yeah,
want.
easy enough. You get some crew and you get the cannon positioned into the back of the ship. And Aspen, what were you gonna say?
I call up to Zinnia. How far away are they?
Zinnia, you pull the spy gas out and look once more.
Yeah.
You can see peeking through the fog, and you see those tendrils of fog starting to like lick the back of the ship itself. The pale prow is probably no more than 1,000 feet out at this point. It is very close. But as you kind of look to the north, you can just barely make out the kind of faint bit of artificial glow from like candlelight and lamplight from what you suspect is likely Saltmarsh, some sort of settlement far to the north.
Okay. It's just about 1,000 feet out, but I can see civilization on the other side of us.
Okay.
Aspen, I might be able to help.
By all means.
So DM, how I can help in this scenario is I have two things. One, I have Eyes of the Grave,
Oh,
and I can tell the location of undead out 60 feet. I know exactly where all of them are, any undead.
okay.
The second way on which I can help is I can turn undead.
Okay. I mean, those are all amazing. Those are very much close range, though, combat.
They are.
So
So
I don't know how
can
to.
stand ready. I can stand ready when they get into range
Okay.
to do the turning, as well as know exactly where they are and
Okay.
how many.
Okay. So you get what? You position yourself at the back of the ship and look at this enormous fog bank that is approaching, and you feel that cold touching.
Yes, I
your
will take
cheeks.
out my emblem and I will hold it a lot, waiting just in case.
Okay.
And I
Do you
will
have
to focus on the
ability
fog.
to blast this weapon, the ammo?
What was
The
that?
kit? I look up Chinyar and I think, do you have the ability to, use your holy powers on the, maybe you can shoot something at them and it can explode and it'll pierce all of them?
I can continue to shoot cantrips at them, yes.
No, I mean,
um,
can you bless the grape shot?
Is there holy water on board, or can you cast daylight on the grape shot?
No, because I'm out of spells, except for
I
my
can cast-
cantrips.
I can
Um,
cast
I
daylight.
need to cast Sacred Flame at them. But it's a 60 feet range, so I don't have a long range with that. But if anybody has longer range, then. But it might be better to turn them.
Someone say range?
Yes. Do you have anything, Aize, that would help at range?
Real quick. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Aize, first.
No, you can. I'm just gonna call up archive.
Oh, yes. What is it, sir?
And Zinnia, you see this book float forward from Aize and starts to flap, and a voice emanates from it.
My friend, I fear that this might be a bit perilous for you, but I'm gonna count on your intangibility
Okay.
and wait for that ship to catch up to us.
All right. Very well.
And I want you to find yourself amongst the sails of the ship, and I will use you as a target.
Okay, so you want Archive to float out and wait for the ship to pass over Archive, and then looking through Archive's eyes, you're gonna cast a spell through Archive?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't get a long rest, so I'll tell you right now how many times I can do this, Nathan. I've done it. I have 2 left, actually. I've only used 1 out of 3
Okay.
for the Sagan fight.
And what spell are you going to be casting through Archive?
Firebolt.
Okay, at the sails of the ship. Okay.
Yeah.
For this, I would like you to make a spell attack roll. And we will see what happens.
13?
I was gonna say, can I help him?
I don't know how you would help.
I wanted to cast because he can see out of this. I wanted to cast daylight on Archive to like kind of hide it.
Okay. Is Archive an object? I thought Archive is intangible. And also Archive is like a construct, I would think.
Archive.
I could do it in front of him or behind him.
Okay, you can do it out to 60 feet. I mean, the ship's 1,000 feet away.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, I
I
don't
may
think
not be
I
able to
can
do
do
this at all then. One sec.
What's your range for archive?
Yeah, I'm looking it up now.
Okay. I mean, I like this idea, and I think the way that this could work, depending on what your range is this might be something where you take a chance here to kind of slow the vessel down a moment so that you can get within range, and then it sounds like your intent is to set the sails on fire of this boat that is approaching. If it's... yeah,
Chris, do you want to do that?
I think for the sake of the narrative here and to kind of move things along, you, Aize, take this moment, you focus through Archive's vision as the ship is approaching, and through Archive's vision, as you watch the Diora disappear, you have to call out a couple of commands to Aspen to have the ship slow down just a touch so that you can just be within range, just at that outside range of using this ability. And as you focus through Archive's vision, you watch as that thick fog bank envelops Archive, and you are almost unable to see anything. And then out of the fog, you see this massive shape, something dark, sails tattered. The deck of the ship is rotten to the core, and there are these thick tendrils of pulsing root-like veins that are coursing up the main mast of the ship. The front prow of the ship is built out of what look to almost be giant skulls that are protruding out the front, and the deck of the ship is teeming with figures without any flesh. You even see some that are drifting incorporeal, drifting as though they have no form or real shape to them or mass. And as you focus on Archive and start to unleash firebolts, all of you see behind you in the fog these flashes of orange light, and you start to see the shape of the ship appearing. The tendrils of fog start to envelop the back of the ship. Aize, as these firebolts hit the sails, you watch as the fire starts to catch, and then those kind of reddish pulsing veins seem to seep out of the sails themselves and snuff out the flames. More flashes. The flames are snuffed out.
Below deck, man, below deck.
All of the sailors start to drop what they're doing, and boots clanging on the deck of the ship, moving below. All of you feel that cold wind. The fog envelops you. Shifty, you getting the cannon ready at the back. Chenyar, you standing there with your holy symbol. Zinnia, you're still up in the crow's nest.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw my short bow.
You draw your short bow. You all hear a sudden like a releasing of tension, and out of the fog you watch as these massive bolts go flying past. Do you have the stats for the Diora, Shifty, or any of you?
Do I have the what?
The stats for the Diora that I gave you?
That's on Discord, right?
Yeah, sure.
I have it on the spreadsheet.
What's the AC for the Diora?
Yours AC.
Chris. I think Chris is looking.
Oh no, I don't have the ship
I
stats.
have it on roll 20. Dior's AC is 14.
14.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so one of these shots hits, and it does 14 points of piercing damage as one of the ballista bolts shatters through the back part of the Diora. Unfortunately, at this point, there's no way you're going to escape this vessel. It is approaching fast through the fog, and the fog itself is starting to envelop the entire ship. What do you all do in this moment as the vessel is coming towards you quickly?
I'd like to do one bonus action and one free action.
Okay, what's your bonus action?
Giant's Might,
Yep, to grow.
and then I say, I yell, bellow out, in my enhanced size, hopefully a little bit louder. Wicked and dark comes the fog wall. The dead they live and seek our fall. Yet stand and tall and ready, we shall not flee. We crash upon them with the warrior's glee. We have blades, axes, and missiles of magic. From this place we shall emerge triumphant, and the vampire's end tragic.
Awesome. As that voice cries out, is that what is that ability again, Volric? Is that your bardic inspiration?
That is, well, that's just me role playing.
That's you role play. Okay, amazing. Well, you all feel what you feel as Volric's voice cries out throughout the ship. The crew themselves lets out. They manage to muster up a cheer and a cry as they are huddled below decks, waiting to see what may happen. Any of you else doing anything in preparation as this ship? Yeah, Zinnia.
I want to hide so I can attack from a position of power.
Amazing. Go ahead and
possible.
make a stealth check for me.
Okay, I'm very good at stealth. Let's see what happens. I rolled a 17 and I have a plus 11 for stealth, so 28.
Yeah. Nobody knows where you are.
You lost yourself.
Yeah. Are you staying in the crow's nest?
I mean, probably up in the rigging
Okay.
at somewhere, but like, I think she's like, she would want to be in an unexpected place.
Got it.
So that she can.
Okay, yeah. So like hanging off the side of the rigging, you kind of envelop yourself in one of the sails, obscuring your view, the view of others to you. Excellent. Anybody else doing anything prepare? I know that you're standing at the back, Chenyar, with your holy symbol at the ready.
I am getting my axe out and I'm taking my shield off my back. And I look to Volric.
I nod my head, and then for my action, I'm going to cast Enlarge
Okay, on yourself.
on myself.
Oh my god! So you're gonna
18
be
feet tall
size huge?
Yeah, I go Ant-Man style.
Oh my god.
Okay, awesome. So the boat noticeably sags at the back as Volric grows. Aspen, you have your axe at the ready. Chenyar, you're standing at the back with your holy symbol at the ready. Aize, let's Shifty, what are you doing?
Well, if the crew already ran down below, there's no way I can load any
You can
weaponry.
you can have some crew stay up top with you if you want.
I would actually ask them to, if it's not too close already, to load the cannonball and shoot it.
Yeah.
The grape
Easy enough. So we'll say that 2 crew stay behind with you to get this cannon going. And as you want to load the grape shot. So they load up the grape shot.
No, the cannonball.
Oh, the cannonball.
Actually.
Okay, they load up the cannonball and go ahead, Shifty. If you want to fire at the ship as it's approaching, go ahead and make your shot with the cannon stats. Aize, what are you doing to get ready as this approaches?
I didn't understand arcane recovery. I thought it worked like the pearl, and you can only get 3 levels of spell back. But it says 4.
Oh, nice.
I guess I should
Means
actually roll the
that-
hit.
Whoa,
Sorry.
Shifty, that's incredible. Did you roll to hit?
I forgot to roll a hit.
Okay, so roll the hit and we'll see if yeah. Okay, awesome. So sorry, Aize, what were you gonna say?
That means I just posted it in the on Roll20. I can get up to 4 levels worth of spell back
Nice.
with arcane recovery, which means I can have a control water.
Okay.
Oh.
So you would like to cast control water on the ship that's approaching?
I would like to part water in front of it.
Okay. How
Oh.
big of a trench does it form?
One sec.
That's also awesome.
Yeah, it's awkward because I thought we were starting in Saltmarsh. Okay, so I'm already set up and
sorry.
rested. So I'm like doubling back and like saying, "Oh, okay, I didn't have that packed. I didn't have that many spells. Hold on. Like I had Conjure Minor Elementals up and everything. 1 second, please. So sorry.
That's
Um,
okay. Shifty,
crap.
the 16 plus, I think it's plus 6, that definitely hits. And control water, it says it I will resolve that in a second. So you do 52 points of damage to the ship. Nice.
Hot damn.
Yeah, that is awesome.
The area effect is a cube 100 feet on the side. How big is that ship?
It is as big as the Diora, so well, a little bigger than the Diora. So it's about 100 feet long, and I don't even know what is this in squares.
Probably 20 feet wide is what
3,
it
4,
was.
5, 6, like about 30 feet wide.
Okay, I'll park water underneath it and a 100-foot cube on each side.
Okay. So the ship. At this point, Shifty, you unleash the cannon, and it slams into the front of the pale prow. You see some bone shards go shattering, and at this point, you're starting to see the misty shapes of crew on board, and you start to see these very spindly skeletal forms rising up, and as their jaws kind of clatter, their blades shing, shing, shing. It seemed to take a hit, but this thing is pressing forward. Aize, you step to the back of the ship and suddenly unleash this spell. The water in front of the boat parts as the boat itself suddenly drops down. Is it 100 feet in depth?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll 10d6 for me.
6. It doesn't have a 10, so I'll just roll 5 twice.
So
That's
that
a
is
16 and a 19.
16 and 19? Okay, so minus 16 and minus 19. Okay, the boat dropping down 100 feet slams into the bottom. You hear the creaking of wood, see some of the bone crack. You see some of the skeletal crew splash off into the water, but the boat just seems to pick up with unnatural speed and literally push through the wall of water and rise up like a whale, like a submarine, pushing up out of the water and right up next to your boat. As it's sailing up through the air, you see clutching to the sides, hanging off in haphazard ways, skeletons with swords. You see ghosts just gently drifting on the boat as they all...
Are they within 30 feet?
Go ahead, Chenyar, as you unleash Turn Undead.
All right, so I'll
You have
channel my
Destroy
divinity.
Undead at this point, right?
I can do this twice. Yeah,
Okay.
because of short rest. So I'll channel divinity, and I think with my new stat, anything challenge rating 1 is if they don't make their save, they're instantly destroyed.
Awesome.
And then the others will flee.
Okay, I'm not gonna roll a billion saves, so
I'm sorry. Are you saying there are a billion entities on
no,
board this
no.
ship?
But there's probably there is like up to 40 entities on this boat, maybe more. As you unleash this wave, go ahead and roll 2d10 for me.
Like the boat is made of entities.
The boat is made of entities.
And I don't know if these rolls are showing up.
They aren't for some reason. Do you have beyond 20? Well,
Yeah.
don't worry
and
about it because
you
we're about to
have
go on
click
break. So
yeah, features and traits, but
let's
all right,
let's fix it on break. Go ahead and roll those 2d10. Tell me what you get.
Sorry,
and
hold on.
We're about to go on break here as I want to
I'll cancel. Hold on.
do something. Yeah.
2d10.
So, as Chenyar gets that, Chenyar unleashes a wave of energy, and you see a certain number of skeletons all just turn to dust on the deck of the ship. As that happens, you watch as 2 bolts fire off the side of the ship with massive chains attached to them. They go sailing at the Diora. Wow, I don't think they actually hit. They bounce off the side of the hull, splashing into
So
the
wait.
water.
Are they still in the air, or have they?
No, they've
come
splashed.
back
They've
to the...
splashed down into the water, but they are at this point. We are talking like broadside naval combat at this point. They're right next to you, and in this moment, as you're hanging off the side, Zinnia, clutching to the side of the ship, hiding in the sails, the sail kind of parts for a moment, giving you an eye on the deck of the ship, and you see standing there at the top part of the ship where the wheel is. an individual that you have had one encounter with before.
Mm-hmm.
You see a tall, slender individual, male. They have sort of flowing black hair that's pulled back into a beautiful braid that runs all the way down to just about their butt. And where their face would be, they have kind of a half, what is that style of mask? Like a ball, like a masquerade.
Like the masquerade mask?
Yeah, a masquerade mask, but it is exaggerated with skeletal-like features, and there are teeth that extend down to cover the upper part of the lips, and you only see the lower part of the jaw, a very pale flesh. And this individual is scanning the boat with intent, all in black leathers and a billowing black cape with red velvet on the underside, and they have their hand clutched on a saber at their side as they scanned the deck of the ship. And that is where we're going to go on break. I would like to very quickly, though, I meant to do this at the top show, because we're going to be switching to a map here. I want to do a quick call out because we're going to be using a map that I found on Reddit. I want to call out Reddit user Casually Informed. Thank you for letting me use your map, and I'm just going to throw this in the chat if anybody else is interested in using this map. But we will be back, and we will, I guess you can click on the link and see the map, but we will reveal the map. My players, please don't click on that link. I will reveal the map when we come back, and yeah, we'll see you back here shortly. Sarah, do you want to plug anything on break here, or?
Yeah, if anybody is going to be up at GaryCon, coming up in about a week and a half, we are going to be doing a full cycle of Actor Oki that Peter Adkison's World of Chaldea does here on Gen Con TV every Wednesday night. And I have snagged somebody in this call. I have bamboozled him into being in it with me. So come and see me and Eric do wild shenanigans.
I'm excited.
That's awesome. I am excited to check that out. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We will be back here shortly. So we're just going to be back in 5 to 10 minutes. See you soon. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Let's jump right into this. We don't have too much more time to resolve this big thing that we just ran into. And I want to get right back into it. So let's just do it. I'm not going to show the map quite yet. We're almost to map time. So as we pick this up, let me actually... Here we go. All right, so as we pick this up, the ship, the pale prow, has just surfaced out of the water after I use a cast the dividing water control water spell. It is now you are now in basically a full-on naval fight here, broadside with both ships, and you can see on the deck of the ship it is teeming with undead. However, 11 of the undead from Chenyar's casting of Turn Undead all turn to dust as the wave cascades outward. I will actually, for the sake of this, I will have the captain roll it's a wisdom save?
Yes.
Okay. And they might have a thing... Oh, they don't have that. Interesting. Okay, but that's fine. Here we go. Okay, that is an 8. That's fine. He is... Is he gonna do it? He can repeat his save. How does it work? He has to flee?
Yes. They flee as far away from me as
Okay.
they possibly can.
Yeah, he's gonna use...
Once their turn.
He's gonna use a legendary resistance and just succeed on that as the energy washes over him, and he just stands there continuing to scan the ship as multiple of these undead burst into dust. And I was just telling the cast, the ship actually has 6 ballista, so it is gonna fire its, it has 6, 3 per side. It's gonna fire its last one, grappling chain, to see if it can hit. So here we go. 11 plus 6. That should hit. You said it's a 14 armor class, so that hits. And let's see how the grapple chain works, if I remember.
The grapple chain.
Here we
I
go.
believe,
Grappling hook. So it does
makes us
3d10
move-
piercing.
Not moving.
And yeah, I believe your speed is reduced to 0. So that you take 10 piercing damage if one of you is keeping track of that, as it slams into the side of the ship and the chain goes tight. And your ship is now, the speed is now 0, I believe. As the ship suddenly kind of lurches and is being pulled towards the direction of the pale prow. You start to hear the chain going as it's getting reeled in on the side. You're seeing on the deck of the ship more undead spilling up from below decks, and you see multiple of them grabbing these massive wooden planks with these nasty looking hooks on one side as they're lifting them up and getting ready to slam them down to board the ship. The captain, you notice, one thing you notice that's odd is that the ship doesn't have a wheel for steering. And the captain just gracefully walks with utter calm down to the main deck amongst the writhing crew. What do you all do? You probably have one more set of actions here before they start to board.
I will. Oh, go ahead. You go first.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sir.
I'm gonna look to Volric and point at the grappling hook. I'm gonna tap him on his back. Get that out of here. Get it off, and I will give him guidance.
Okay, Volric, what do you do?
You mean you tap me on the back of my calf?
Yeah.
I'll tap you on it. I'll tap you anywhere you want me to.
All right, Volric, what do you do?
I'm gonna make my way over to the grapple and on my turn trying to dislodge it.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Of course, I have advantage.
Yep,
Okay. And then add a D4.
Yeah.
that's right.
So here's the roll. That's advantage, and then D4. There we go. 23.
Yeah, without issue, I'm trying to see how this works, but I'm just gonna, without issue, you are able to, and it pops off and splashes into the water below. You now, Volric, as you kind of straighten up, see that captain glance over and lock eyes with you. I don't think you're close enough. Okay, that is what you see. Anybody else? Yeah, Zinnia.
How far away are they? Is he within 60 feet of me, the captain?
I'm gonna say at this point that the two ships are.
They're like right.
Actually, yeah, no. For the grappling hook to work, the ships are 20 feet apart at this point. You're very close to each other.
Great. I would like to cast Frostbite on the captain.
Cool. What does that do?
Causes numbing frost to form on one creature that you can see within range. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 2d6 cold damage and has disadvantage on attack rolls before the end of its next turn.
Okay. This will, you will be exposed, right, by doing this. You will lose your stealth. Are you an arcane trickster? Do you get anything from this, or?
It's a cantrip. I just have a cantrip.
Oh, nice. Okay. So yeah, you will lose stealth, and I'm gonna make this con save.
Okay. It needs to be it's not super high. My con's not super high. It's a 13.
Wow, he rolled like doo-doo, so he failed. Go
Yeah.
ahead and roll your damage.
Suck it, vampire. 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Okay. What does it look like?
I think that it starts forming whatever point is closest to me. So he's looking at
Volric.
our giant behemoth currently.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it starts maybe like on the side of his face and just like rapidly spreads over his whole body.
Awesome. These ice crystals suddenly over the vampire captain, who and then looks straight up at you, Zinnia, and you see a smile form, the teeth being revealed.
Yeah.
There you are.
As a free action, since he's looking at me, I am going to make a very rude gesture.
Okay. You make a very rude gesture
Right
at him, and he just smiles and calls out. All of you hear the voice sort of boom out from the ship. Zinnia, darling, please stop running. All right. Do you stay where you are, Zinnia, or do you move?
I'm going to scoot.
Okay.
Yep. I think I'll come back down. Do you need me to do?
No, it's fine. We're a little theater of the mind at the moment because the ships are just far enough away that they haven't quite had a chance to board yet. So you scoot away from the captain. Yes, Aspen.
I would also like to ask Ayuze to do whirlwind on the opposite side of the vampire ship to pull it away from us.
Okay. Oh, the whirlpool, you mean?
Yeah, the whirlpool.
Okay. I mean, it's up to Aize, but yeah, Aize, Aspen calls out this order to you, or this suggestion. It's up to you, Aize. What do you want to do?
There's another one that she hasn't seen that might work better, but okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Surprise me, no. Surprise me, please.
What would you like to do, Aize?
Oh, I thought I could make a wave.
I think you can, yeah.
Part water, redirect flow. Where's the wave? There's whirlpool. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong spell. I thought I could create a wave and smash things. Oh, here it is. Flood.
Okay.
Choose an area of large body of water. Instead, 20-foot tall wave travels from one side of the area to the other, crashing down. Any huge or smaller vehicles in the wave's path are carried to the other side, and they have a 25% chance of capsizing. It's 20 feet between our vessels. I'll create the wave there, moving towards their ship.
Okay. Okay, and you already have the spell up, right?
Yeah, it's 10 minutes.
Okay. I'm just
Oh,
checking.
you want me to? I'll display it in VTT. There you
Oops,
go.
I did not mean to click that. Just ignore what I just clicked. Don't scroll up.
Okay, I won't. But I have control water, and it's the first one, flood.
Okay. Excellent. I'm just seeing if I can do something as a reaction to it. I don't know if I can. Because the spell is already up, so in its concentration. Okay, so I don't think I can. Okay, yeah, so, sorry, what exactly does... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. What exactly does it do? Does the wave do? Does it do damage?
It says here, any huge or smaller vehicles in the wave's path are carried with it to the other side.
Whoa, okay. Do they make any kind of save, or it just happens?
It has a 25% chance of capsizing, and that is all.
Okay, sure, okay. Incredible. Wow, okay. So, it does not capsize, but it is pushed back away from your vessel, getting pushed away from all of you. In that moment, Zinnia, you just watch as the captain locks eyes with you and then it suddenly braces as the water washes over him and the boat is pushed away. As the water clears, you see some of the skeletons pouring off the side. He just straightens up tightly and continues to stare in the direction of the boat. All right, I'm going to give everybody... That was Aize did a thing. Aspen, you called out. Volric, you did a thing. Shifty, do you want to do something? Because I think we're going to need to actually roll initiative here at this moment as things are really at that point.
Yeah, I'd like to load one more. Get help for loading the one more
Okay,
ball of cannon.
and make a shot. Go for it.
I think I have to wait to do the load, and then I have to do a shot in the next turn.
Because you have the crew with you, it's simplified, and they do the loading and all of that for you. So all you get to do is aim and fire. So go for it.
Well, cool beans. Okay.
Yeah.
Then.
So your two crew members there are, loading the cannon and the powder, and they get it all ready and step to the side. And Shifty, what do you do?
Did it work?
It did.
A 14?
A 14, no. So the cannon fires off, and you watch as it just bounces off the side of the ship, splashing into the water. All right, that was... I think everybody did a thing except for maybe Chenyar. Did you want to do...
I think I'm going to do my reaction maybe then and hide with the 15. Try to.
Okay, yeah, so you scurry away. You're going to leave the two crew there and scurry away from them and hide.
Get below deck.
Okay, so you call out, get below deck. They depart as you duck in and hide. Yes, Chenyar, did you want to do something before we roll initiative?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, I know that my turn undead would destroy any ones that didn't make the save, but other ones that didn't make the save that are above above critical rating 1, except for the one big bad guy, would have still been fleeing from me, although not destroyed. So I don't know if there was that. I don't know if they're fleeing. Other ones are fleeing. I guess is my question.
Right, of
like
course.
trying to get away from me.
Yeah, of course. So, for the sake of simplicity, because again, there is a lot of creatures on this vessel, I would like to just focus on the destroying aspects, because any ones that would fail their save to flee, they're going to push into the back of the boat, cower, until the boat eventually catches up again. So, I think it's more efficient to just do the roll to see how many you destroy, because there's a lot of creatures on this vessel. Is that all right with you? Otherwise,
yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
be,
fine. I just didn't know whether or not they were coming at us, right?
Oh,
so,
no,
like,
not yet.
ones
Yeah.
that- so, in other words, because there's so many, right? We're trying to cut the numbers down so that we can attack them. But you know what I mean? That was the whole goal. So that's all I was asking.
Okay, yeah. All right, so let's everyone roll initiative, and we're gonna actually jump into this here.
So should I take an action before we'll roll initiative?
Yeah, if you want to, go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna Sacred Flame the bad guy.
Okay, yeah, so just before the boat is pushed away, you focus and unleash Sacred Flame, okay. And that is a dex
and
save.
hopefully because the boat's getting moved, he's not at a good point to get his dex save.
Well, you got, sure. At disadvantage, he gets a 19.
And he went and made it, so it doesn't matter.
He is, like I said, he's just standing firm there as the boat is pushed away, and your radiant energy just erupts around the feet, but he sees it at the last minute, and he watches he almost just with inhuman speed just shifts out of the way. All right. I'm just gonna roll one initiative roll for just the vampire and not bother with the rest. Cool. Okie doke.
Maybe.
Zinnia, what did you get for your initiative roll?
I got a 16 total.
16, cool. And I believe everybody
I'm
else...
sorry, are we on the new map yet?
I'm about to send us over there.
Oh, okay.
It's
All right.
time.
Yeah, I have to make some adjustments here, because it's not quite as dynamic as maybe y'all would like, but things have happened, so I have to make adjustments. Okay, did everybody's rolls get added? Of course, my roll 20 is being stupid.
Oh, I haven't rolled yet because I was waiting to select my token.
Oh, right. That's why it's not working, because you all haven't seen your token.
Yeah. I was asking if the map was up.
Yeah, of course. Here you go. There you go. So, we're going to have to do a little theater of the mind here and just imagine that that ship is... how far did it get pushed away? Like 25 feet or something like that?
You're muted.
It says travels from one side of the area to the other.
Oh, how big is the wave?
The wave is 20 feet tall, but I can control up to 100 cubic feet.
Okay, so it gets pushed 100 feet away as the boat is shoved 100 feet away.
I look at Aspen, I said, I think that is the effect you are looking for, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
That was really good. I think you're becoming my new favorite.
Nathan, I'm going to try again to roll initiative, but to see if it shows up on roll 20. But my initiative is 8.
8? Okay, perfect.
Okay, but I'm going to try and see if it shows up because I just refreshed again. Maybe.
All right. And Volric, you got a 4. If you are saying something, I don't hear you.
I got a 17.
You got 17. 4. Okay. And Aspen also got a 4. But it looks like you got a natural 1, so we'll say that is... Yeah. You and Volric are going the same time. And then Shifty, looks like I got to add you manually. You got a 12. Perfect. Okay, did I get everybody? I got Chenyar, Aspen, Yize, Volric, Shifty, Zinnia. Yep, I think that's everyone. Did I miss somebody? I don't think I did. Okay, excellent. Let's show our viewers the map. Okay. So yeah, we have to do a little theater of the mind here because the ship is 100 feet away from where you are. But you do see, I need to remove some of the creatures here because they're not actually on deck yet.
That feels like too many.
It's a little,
enemies,
yeah, a little.
So
We're kind of out of. I think we're kind of outgunned, maybe.
So as the
Think?
ship is pushed away and then suddenly starts to lurch forward with great speed, seeming to move with unnatural speed, despite its tattered appearance, I don't know if it can make up the distance. I'm having to kind of wing it a little here because of
Eyeballing it.
yeah, eyeballing it because of, you know, new mechanics, but I don't want to get too lost in the weeds here. Yeah, it is definitely able to make up that distance. So with all of the crew seeming to channel their energy into the sails themselves billow outwards, and the ship comes charging towards you all, breaching that distance, getting right back into position, into that broadside position with all of you. And it's going to unleash another volley. I'm going to have the ship go on the vampire's turn, which is 23. So they unleash another volley of grappling hooks, firing out at the ship. What is the Diora's is 14, so all 3 of those hit. So slamming into the side of the ship, and they start reeling the ship in. And the Diora takes a total of 9, 21, and 17 damage from those 3 hits.
9, 21, and 17?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, and first up, that was the captain of the ship. So the captain basically gave the command, and all of those shots were unleashed. Taking us to Aize, you now are in the position you're at. The pale prow is broadside with the Diora. Just imagine that both ships are pointed in the same direction. But what would you like to do, Aize?
That's really irritating because I just push it away and they just come back. All right, I'll drop it this time.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna do the. Okay. The water parts and the ship plummets down. Go ahead and roll that 10d6. Oh, I am gonna maybe add one thing here.
I'm not to be that guy at
Yeah.
the table, but we are attached
Oh, you are. That's right.
to that ship.
Cool. Okay. So go ahead and roll 10d6 as the Diora as well is pulled down into the trench. So I'll just apply this to both the Diora and the Pale Prow.
I'm not
so
worried.
18.
I had time to put water breathing on everyone.
Okay, so 18
It's
damage to the Pale Prow, which... And with that momentum, as the Diora is pulled down into the trench, I need all of you to make dex saves as you are spilling over the side. This is like a chaotic mess of wood and steel and sails and rigging. Okay,
I
Aspen.
think we just drowned our whole crew, guys.
I put water breathing on
Yeah,
everyone.
everybody has water breathing. We're good.
I got a 14.
14. Okay.
I have a 12. It's not counting my ring of protection. I have a 12.
12 dex save. Okay. Aspen, I'm sorry, you failed.
I failed spectacularly.
What'd you get? A 1?
Now a 5.
Cool.
Woo!
Wow, Aize made it. Vorik made it. Aspen failed. Shenyar failed. What'd you get, Zinnia?
14.
14, you succeed. And Shifty succeeds. So those of you
So
that
hard.
succeed manage to grab onto the whatever is close to you as both of these ships get pulled down into this trench and slam into each other. Aspen and Shenyar, you are suddenly flung with the momentum onto the deck of the other ship. Spilling across the deck, you hear multiple things creak and break and bend in awful ways, and you take that 18 points of bludgeoning damage as you go spilling onto the deck of the other ship. You are now
Great.
amongst the you're on the back side of that ship as it collapses into this trench. And now both of these ships are butted up against each other. Immediately there is a cacophonous sound of we'll say that, by the way, all of the undead on the ship are all prone at this point, and many of them have just shattered into dust from that. But there are, you can see here, I'm just gonna actually remove all of the skeletons. And
Yeah, got him.
the
You removed the vampire, please.
and the vampire just shatters because he's a pretty boy and was
Just like
real
such a
upset.
wuss.
I don't know. Yeah, he's just
Nailed
like
it.
he goes, "Oh no!" No. I will roll a dex save for the vampire. Actually, no, he doesn't. He'll make it with advantage because he has a thing. Yeah, easy enough. You literally see he's just like stuck to the deck of the ship as this happens. As Shenyar and Aspen, you tumble into the ship. You push past some other creatures that were on the ship that have this horrendous smell. I will roll dex saves for the 4 of them. So one of them succeeds and the rest fail. They all take 18 points bludgeoning damage and are fallen prone and knocked to the back of the ship.
Yeah. Take it.
Yeah.
I yelled, sorry about that.
And there is these creatures. Boom, boom. They both succeed as they clutch onto the rigging. And I don't even think this thing can be knocked prone. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It just floats there. So, yeah. Slams into the boat. I think that was 12 skeletons. Okay, so there's that many left. Okay, you can still hear below decks there's scrambling and movement. But that was Aize's action. Aize, you are like pushed up against the railing at this point, which to that point I would... Zinnia, you could stay clung to the rigging. Shifty, you got a natural 20, so you can definitely stay where you are as you grab onto whatever is nearby. Okay. Oh my goodness. What do you want to do? Anything else, Aize? Do you have bonus action or movement?
Well, I do yellow apology.
You're right, Golden
But
Tongue,
it's
sorry.
to Aspen and Shinyar. I said, oh, I forgot they were attached. Okay. And then I'll move away from here. Hang on.
Okay, so you scurry away. I'm not too concerned with that. You resolve that.
Well, I'm moving
Mhm.
behind Volric, and I'm advancing Archive,
Cool.
and that's my action.
Awesome. Zinnia, you are up.
Okay, so hear me out.
Yeah. And
If
imagine,
we
by
have
the
been-
way, the boats are like that now. They're like...
Yeah,
pushed
yeah.
against-
So, like, I'm in the rigging, which means I'm, like, above.
Sure, yeah,
Yeah,
like
they're both.
hanging like that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, what if I, like, death from above,
Definitely.
come, like, land down on, I'm gonna say the big bad guy.
Yeah.
Because he's been taunting me, and that shall not stand. With my rapier, I think, because it does the most damage. Is this a situation where I could potentially have advantage on said attack?
Make an acrobatics check first.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm so good at acrobatics. I have a plus 11 to my acrobatics. So 29.
Rivaling Shifty. I feel like Shifty has something like that. 29. Okay, easy. Leap out. Go ahead with advantage with this attack as you come sailing down towards the vampire.
Okay. I rolled a 17 and an 18. So 18 plus 8 is 26. So 26 hit him.
Yeah.
Rad. That also means that I get my sneak attack dice.
Yes. You do.
Yeah.
Hell yes. How many sneak attack dice do I get? I'm pretty high level. 4. Okay.
I will.
46.
By the way, I'll give you this because of you. You have been in. You knew what you were getting into, and you've been dealing with this for years, at least a year, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
I don't remember if silvered weapons bypass resistances on vampires. It just says non-magical attacks, but regardless, silvered. Okay, so we'll just
Silvered?
say that your weapons are silvered for the sake of this because you would have. Yeah. So, anyways, how much damage?
Hold on. I have to roll a lot of dice.
Yeah,
Give me 1 second.
I'm excited.
Okay. 6 plus 4 plus 4, 14. Plus 3 is 17. Plus 6 is 23. Plus 5, 28 damage.
Okay, and I'm gonna put you next to him. 28 damage. Nice. Where do you strike him as you land on top of him?
Like in the shoulder, like shoulder neck area, like
Yeah.
just right above.
As the blade sinks in and you land very lightly, you are now both kind of in that like half crouch position. You are right up against this individual as he's sitting there, and then turns and sees you. and smiles at you.
Always with the smile.
Do you do anything else?
I mean, I only have one attack. I'm gonna see if I want to. No, I mean, I think I could disengage because I have cunning action. I
Okay.
think I'm just gonna stay put because I think she's just pissed now.
Okay, awesome.
She's just gonna be in there.
Awesome. At the end of your turn, he's going to use one of his legendary actions to bite you.
Hard pass.
Yeah, sorry.
Are you though?
Not really.
Okay.
DM's never sorry.
Yeah, it's true. Roll the natural one.
Yeah, he did. He bites himself and dies.
No, what
Nailed it.
happens is,
Bites his lip.
as he's trying to, he effortlessly pulls himself out of the blade, and then
Okay.
with great speed kind of shifts to behind you to go and bite onto you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? Like, I'm giving you kind of like a free reaction here. Like, you do something to stop him from being able to clamp down on your neck. Like, what is it that you do?
Oh. I think she, let's go poetic, right?
Yeah.
I think she shifts enough and it, the locket that
Amelia?
that Amelia gave was like got in the way.
Okay, as
So
you...
he like clamps on that.
I think what you instinctually put your hand up to block, and the locket catches and it snaps off and is dangling from your thumb. And in that moment, he suddenly stops and then looks, and it's just enough time for you to stop whatever he was about to do, to kind of duck out of the way as he kind of sneers. Okay. That is Zinnia's turn. Shifty, it is now your turn.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, I'm not. So yeah, I will, since I'm all the way across on the other side and hiding, at least I think I'm hiding. I'm going to, there's not much I can do. Oh, you said we're grappled right now, correct?
The ship?
Yeah, by one
I mean,
chain.
you are a tangled mess. The two hulls have slammed into each other, so yeah.
All right, so they can't break try to break the link.
There's 3 of them.
There's three of them, and this is... You
Gotcha.
are in
All
a...
right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use a sneak attack with my short bow.
Yeah, what was your stealth?
I don't think I can get there. I think it was like a 15.
A 15? Because I don't think a 15... No, a 15 definitely does not beat this vampire's passive perception.
I think it was a 15.
So you are not hidden from the vampire. If you do hit the vampire, you will get sneak attack because you have an ally next to them, but...
Oh, okay. That's good enough for me. And so I'm going to try to attack this bad boy over here. Is it possible for me to get over here to the side?
Yeah, so here. Technically, I'm just gonna shift everybody. Everybody is technically like that because the boats are slammed up against each other. So I can't move the map, unfortunately, but yeah.
Okay. Gotcha, okay. 25. 30. Okay, so yeah, no, I'm not gonna go there. I'm just gonna stay hidden, or at least I think I'm hidden.
Yep, go ahead and fire your short bow. You do not have advantage on this, unfortunately, but if you do hit, you will get sneak attack.
That's what I like. And boom.
Let's see it.
I got a 15
15.
against the big boy.
No, that does not hit. While still staring at Zinnia, he just instinctually whips up a hand and catches the arrow short of his face and then snaps it.
Okay, I'm going to use that moment to I would say disengage, or not disengage, but go and hide.
Okay, go for it. Roll
Yes,
your
I'm action.
stealth as you dart off
Yes,
and
I'm
hide.
taking action hide. So move, and I guess I'll go a little bit closer to this middle ore.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay, awesome. So scurrying away, you duck behind the kind of slightly tilted over sea. What was it? The sea moth? I can't remember the name. I'm sorry. Sea glider. And that takes us to Chenyar. Chenyar, you are currently prone on the other side of this ship. There are some ghoulish creatures next to you that are trying to get up as well. What do you want to do?
Well, I do want to stand. I'll use half my movement to stand.
Mm-hmm.
And cleric's got to do what a cleric's got to do. Turn undead.
The energy
Get 'em.
pulses out, and these creatures make their save. There's less creatures now, so I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's your spell save?
I think it's a 15.
15? Okay. And what challenge rating is destroyed?
1 or less.
Hell yeah. Okay, so 2 of the ghouls turn to dust and are obliterated. The other ones succeed. The gas will make their saves. And they both fail, so they have to use all of their movement to flee from you. So they will go to either end of the ship, 30 feet of movement, running to the other side of the ship.
Opportunity attack?
Chenyar will say, do not attack them or they come back.
Oh, okay. Then I will not.
So there's a creature up on the crow's nest that succeeds, and then I don't think the vampire does it again because he automatically succeeded. So therefore, isn't it something like you succeed and now you're immune for 24 hours or something?
I gotta take a look. I don't think so. Let me go look and see.
Okay. While you look that up,
Dead.
I guess actually we need to wait to see what happens there. I will also search for it. Oh, was that a drawing, Aize? Or
No, it doesn't say anything under this turn undead. It says
Wait.
as an action, present your holy symbol, speak a prayer censoring the undead. Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw.
okay,
Creature does a saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes any damage.
okay.
Turn creature must spend its turn moving away. It can't willingly move into a space 30 feet of you. It can't take reactions. For its action, it can only dash or take the dash action or try to escape from the effect that prevents it from moving.
Okay.
If there's nowhere for it to move, the creature can use the dodge action, but it doesn't say anything about
Understood.
if they.
All right. He makes a save with a 17. All right, Chenyar, that
Darn it.
was your action. You have movement and bonus.
Let me see where I am out on the map.
Oh, did I roll a save for this guy?
Um,
This guy's actually
I'm going to stay where I'm at. I will have my sword as well in hand, and I will go back to back with Aspen and say to her, "Get ready for incoming."
All right. As you go back to back with Aspen, both of you getting ready and sitting up. Aspen, it's your turn. What do you do?
Is this purple guy right here? Is he the one in the crow's nest?
He's 80 feet up in the crow's nest. Or
80 feet.
they are 80 feet up in the crow's nest, correct.
Okay, so I know that's probably not gonna work, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I am going to cast Hold Person on the vampire.
Okay. What kind of save?
Wisdom save DC 16.
22. He completely ignores you, focused on Zinnia.
Okay, I will quicken that, and I will cast Eldritch Blast at him.
Go for it.
First one, 15 to hit.
That
think that hits.
misses. He ducks out of the way as it just shoots over his head.
Okay, second one, 18 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
He takes 8 points of damage.
Okay. Takes the hit and just continues to focus on Zinnia.
I will not move. I will face this guy to make sure he's not like coming towards either myself or Shinyar.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of your turn, he will use his next legendary action, and he's just going to strike out at you, Zinnia, with a clawed hand. Here we go. A 19 to hit.
Yeah.
Instead of dealing that 5 points of bludgeoning, he is going to grapple you and pulls you in tight and is now clutching you.
Super.
All right. It is now Volric's turn.
All right. Aize, take care of our boat. It's halfway to being demolished. And I'm going to make my way 30 feet to here.
I imagine him running and falling through the hold.
Yeah, with all the broken wood. Oh my god.
I look at Zinnia and I look at the vampire.
Mhm.
And I say, the Raven Queen has brought you to me. And if that is the case, then you must be destroyed. And I will grapple him.
Okay, we're gonna have a little cuddle puddle here. So you make a strength athletics check, and then he as well makes a strength athletics or acrobatics to escape.
Either one, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't actually matter. Just go with this. I got a 15. You got a 29. Yeah, so there's no way. Yeah, you are easily scooped up into the hands of, or you scoop up this creature. He is still holding on to Zinnia, so now it's like, but he kind of, all right.
Okay, and then for my, because I get 2 attacks now at 8th level. So for my second act, I'm going to knock him prone.
Oh.
So I'm basically going to shove him down to the ground.
Okay, and that is another strength athletics check. Okay. I'm trying to see if he has anything. I don't think he does.
Welcome to the Faerun Wide Wrestling Federation.
He got a 21, so he is as well knocked prone, clutching onto you, Zinnia, so you get pulled down with him. You now are like lying on top of him as he slams onto his back, this giant above you, pushing him into the deck. So you are both prone at this point. Okay. Wow, okay. Anything else for you?
But Volric's holding him in place in case I just want to stab him like 80 times.
Yeah? Mm-hmm.
100%.
All right. That was... Is that your turn, Volric?
Yeah.
Okay. That takes us to the vampire and all of the crew. Because I'm just keeping it simple and having them all go on the same turn. So, let's start with the crew. The mage is going to stand up. You see what appears to be a sallow human in kind of tattered robes, looking around, and they are going to... What can they do? What can they do?
They could leave.
No, they're gonna do... Yeah, they're just gonna cast Fireball. So, they're gonna cast Fireball, and they'll do it so that it hits Volric and Shifty.
Counterspell?
You have Counterspell?
I do. And I'm gonna subtle counterspell it as well.
Does that mean that he can't Counterspell you back?
Yeah, because it's a somatic, and subtle spell gets rid of verbal and somatic components.
Oh my god. Okay, that's... Wow, that's awesome, because I was about to Counterspell you. Damn it!
No, we're not doing that. Oh, we
So-
have our fireball expert.
Yeah,
You
the
can't have
fireball
one.
fizzles
No.
And he keeps trying to like cast it but can't. All right, so that was his turn. The ghoul stands up and is gonna run towards Aspen, and will make an attack on you, Aspen. Here we go. Oh, a natural 20. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I cancel it.
Okay, so you take 5 points of slashing damage, and you still need to make a Constitution saving throw.
And I'll kick off the trait, the Sentinel.
Yep. But I do need you to make that con save.
Ooh, no.
Oh yes, you succeed. All right, and then this one is gonna go for Volric. As it scrambles across the deck. Boom.
AC 20.
So it hits with the 20. Okay, so you take 9 points of slashing. I need you to make a con save.
Only a 14.
You succeed. You're fine. But you do start to feel your muscles tense up as this thing bites through the armor and into your calf. And then from above, 80 feet above, you watch as this spectral form drifts down, straight down towards Volric. So, Volric, you are size huge, so you're 15 feet tall?
It's supposed to be double, and I was 9 feet, so 18.
18? Hey, that's fine with me. That means roughly 20 feet, and this thing travels 50 feet, so I think it can get to you, because it's 80 feet up, so... Or is it just short? It's just short. Okay, it will dash to get right up to you, so this ghostly figure is hovering above you, Volric. And then that is all of the crew. So now it is the vampire. The vampire being pushed into the deck, clutching onto you tightly, Zinnia, just whispers into your ear. You always were such a brat. The voice kind of sends a chill up your spine. It sounds so familiar. As the claws start to tense around your neck and you start to feel the air becoming more difficult to breathe in. And as he kind of like weasels his face into your profile, you see again the smile kind of creeping up, and with his other hand he flicks out a small tarnished coin, one that you've seen before, held directly in front of your face. And he goes, "Please, all I want is to be returned to my wife. She is mine, after all." And he will, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Well, I'm not great at that, so let's see.
Wow, talk about romance.
14.
That is a failure. So,
Cool.
you're, you know who this is. As you start to feel these familiar feelings of safety and warmth wash over you. This is your brother. He is your friend. He is your closest friend. You would do anything for him.
Cool.
Anything. You are now under the control of your brother.
Sorry, friends.
Okay, that was his action. And that takes us to Aize. Oh, and he gets 20 hit points back.
All right.
As his wounds start to seal shut.
I hate vampires. All right. Let's get rid of the trench and bring the water level up.
Okay. all the boats kind of bob up, and you can hear the creaking and snapping of wood, but it doesn't cause any damage.
There's a couple of undead that are in the water.
No, so again, imagine that the boats are smashed together, and I just had to move everybody closer so that they're all smashed together, so the distances are right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can't push the boat. Can't smash the boat. Because it'll pull us down with it. That's really stinks. Well, let's see if he regenerates from fire.
Okay.
Or, actually... There's a ghost above Volric.
Yes.
I think the ladies are fine. They're handling the undead. There's that vampire that looks... Ugh. And I have Firebolt. Okay. Alright, I'll Firebolt the ghost above Volric.
Okay. Go for it. Yep, roll the attack.
24.
Yep, that hits. Roll the damage.
Uh, 13 points.
13 points of damage. Nice. And that is firebolt fire damage. Let me see. I think that's... Oh, it is resistant. But yeah, it splashes off the side. That was 13, so 6 points of fire damage to the ghost up there. All right. Anything else for you, Aize?
Nope. I'm fine where I am, I guess. Archives over there.
Okay, cool. As the firebolt fires off, it takes us to Zinnia. Zinnia, your brother, just gently releases you and says, "Kill him," and points up to Volric.
Okie dokie. I mean, I'm gonna try to stab him with my whatever's in my hand. So my rapier. So
Okay.
that's what's in my hand.
Yeah.
With your pen.
With your pen.
Would I have advantage because of?
You could position yourself into a flanking position and get advantage since your brother is there.
I don't think I would move.
Okay, then no, this is a straight roll.
Okay.
Is she grappled?
No, he let go of me.
Let go.
By Volric.
Not by
Oh.
Volric, yeah. Just, no. The vampire's grappled. Zinnia was not. The vampire was grappling Zinnia, so.
Well, I rolled like crap.
What'd
I
you-
rolled a 5 plus 8, so a 13.
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't think that hits Volric.
Good.
Awesome. Okay.
At that point, I yell, "This one is under the enchantments of the vampire. Aspen, Chinyar, if you can do anything."
Yeah, awesome. All right, Zinnia, do you want to do anything else with your turn?
I mean, if he didn't tell me to go anywhere else, I think I probably would just stay put.
Okay, I believe. Okay, no, this ability is really brutal. Sorry, I was just seeing if yeah, you are charmed. You don't get to make a save.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I hate to be that guy, but
Yeah.
don't high elves have some kind of resistance to charm?
Or they get
I thought
advantage.
they did.
They get advantage
Oh,
against
do you get
saving
advantage against the charm effect?
throws.
I
Advantage
do.
or to avoid or end the charm
Sorry.
condition.
Cool.
Yeah, apologies. Didn't realize
That's fine.
that. I
Go
get
for it.
All right. So I can roll a second one.
Yeah.
See what happens. Oh, there we go. Okay. I rolled an 18 plus 1, so a 19.
Oh, 19?
That just makes it. So why don't we say this?
Retro.
You still. This all happens. He whispers this to you, lets you go. You stand up. Maybe you make a feint attack towards Volric, and then what do you do with your actual action?
Oh, well, then I'm gonna try to stab the vampire again.
Yeah. Okay, go for it. Yeah. So as
Yeah,
you
but advantage.
go down with advantage, yeah, on this attack.
All right, with advantage.
Yeah, I have him pinned to the ground.
Wow. I rolled a 1 and a 20.
A natural 20?
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
20.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll.
That's so many
yeah.
dice.
Yeah, roll those dice and
That's
double
so
them.
many dice.
Okay, so how do you do
That's
it? Do
more
you
dice.
you do
Oh,
double the
already.
dice, or do you roll
Um,
and then you double the number?
Whatever is most convenient
Double
for
the-
you. I think double the number is easiest. So I would go with that.
Roll the number. So I got it. A D8, and then I got
And
46.
this just hit Vorik, correct? Vorik 3.0.
This hit the vampire.
Just hit the vampire.
Okay, so she switched. Okay, good. Whew.
Okay. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 3 is 15, plus 7 is 22, plus 5? Plus 5 is 27, and then doubled.
64.
You would do the.
Oh, the
bef-
5 doesn't
yeah,
double.
Yeah. So what was
So
the?
22, or
So 44.
44 plus 5, so 49.
Oh, that was an amazing hit. As you bring the sword down into his chest. Celia! Yeah, this is an amazing hit on him.
As a free action, I'm gonna twist the knife a little bit and say, my brother died 10 years ago.
At the end of your turn, are you gonna do anything else with your turn?
I'm gonna stare at him menacingly.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, at the end of your turn, yeah, he'll just attack with disadvantage. He's gonna go for that unarmed strike. Let me see something. Yeah, so he's gonna go for the unarmed strike at disadvantage. So 25 to hit with disadvantage. So he pulls you in close, getting ready to deliver that bite.
Great.
Okay, Shifty.
Shifty's going to be peeking around, seeing all that's going forward, and he's like, "The dead need to stay dead," and he's going to go between Vorik's legs here,
Yeah.
running up to this guy, and pulling out as he runs up. He's going to pull out his rapier,
Yeah.
cast booming blade on it as it sheaths itself in booming blade,
Awesome.
and I will stab him. Is he down in the ground?
Yeah, so you have advantage on this.
Oh, great. So, yeah, I'm just going to go down like, the dead need to stay dead. And I just going to strike down. Oh, my gosh.
The
that a
18 hits.
Hey.
Oh, the 18. Okay, oh, that's good. Whew. So that would be 14 plus 2 plus 9, so 9, 11. So
Okay.
25.
So the 14 is halved because it's a non-magical weapon, right?
It's a magical. It's a +1.
Oh, you have a +1 rapier? Oh, nice. Okay.
Plus the rapier. That was the one thing I started with.
Awesome. Okay, so 14 and then
25.
okay. Sorry, I'm doing it in a really weird way. Okay, awesome. Slamming down into him once more. He's actually looking pretty hurt. All right. Anything else for you, Shifty?
Yeah, I'm going to back away 5 feet and disengage.
Okay. Scurrying away. That takes us to Chenyar.
So Chenyar is going to, as bonus action, activate her Sunblade.
Okay.
Illuminates bright light, 15-foot radius, and dim light for another 15, and it is sunlight.
Okay. Well, hold on.
The light is sunlight.
But is it sunlight? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it specifically says the
No.
light.
No.
is...
I know that, but remember
Oh.
remember our.
Oh yeah, you have to roll.
I'm trying to see where my roll was, and of course I can't find it, so I'm just gonna have to go off of memory. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's sunlight. Sunlight appears off the sunblade. Awesome. What do you do next?
Okay, so I'm going to take a 5-foot step,
Mhm.
and I'm going to, once this rolls, I'm going to attack this guy here
Yeah.
with the sunblade. He's undead,
Uh,
so I get my. Oh,
yeah,
is he
yeah,
not?
he's undead. Yeah, of course he is. Go for it.
Oh, sorry.
No, he is. He is.
All right, so I'm gonna attack him first. Let's see. 20.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, and because he is undead, I get the extra 1d8 damage. So let me roll first. Radiant damage. He takes 10 points of radiant damage.
Nice.
And then he gets a 1d8. Why won't it let me roll 1d8? I guess I just have to roll.
Yeah.
Without-
just roll a separate d8.
Oh. In addition, he gets another 2 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
Okay, and then let me see where I'm at. I will look back to Aspen and I will say to her, I need to get that vampire in sunlight. And then I will 10, 15, 20.
Okay.
Uh,
He will.
I think I can move like here and still get all of them in sunlight, right?
Sure. Yeah. He will lash out at you with a dagger and try to stab you. Does a 15 hit?
I don't believe so.
Okay, so clinks
No,
off
19
your
armor class.
Yeah, so misses, and you get everyone within sunlight there. The vampires hissing at the light that appears. Is that your turn, Chenyar?
Let me just double check and see if I have any bonus actions. I don't see anybody. It looks like they're gonna be near death at all,
They look hurt. Yeah. All right.
but not near death.
No.
right.
That takes us to Aspen.
I will move up. Taking an opportunity attack. I will move up to the vampire,
Okay.
and I will cast Hexblade's Curse on him.
Okay.
That gives me 19, 20 crit range.
Mm-hmm.
And you have
Uh,
advantage too.
Yep, with advantage.
Yeah.
Like it.
And for my that was my bonus action. For my action, I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds on him.
Go
What's that?
for it.
Oh, yeah.
Before, so
I'm gonna do it at. I'm gonna do it at level 3.
Yeah, before you do really quick, because I keep forgetting about legendary actions. As you're running up, you see him pull Zinnia's throat towards his mouth. So this is at disadvantage. Does a 13, does that hit? You were able to wrestle free as he trying to latch onto your neck, but he cannot. Okay, go ahead, Aspen, roll your inflict wounds.
This will be at level 3.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, see if you hit first. 19, that hits.
19. That's critical
Yeah.
for me.
Wow.
So I guess my damage is doubled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much damage?
So altogether that is 27. I don't know how you want to double that, or do you want me to just re-roll?
No, that's fine. 27 points of damage. Or is it?
Yeah,
Or
that's
is
just
27
that's not double.
Whoa.
I think it's 27 double.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's what is that, y'all?
54. 54.
54? Is it actually 54?
Yes.
It may be. Let me pull up my
If it's 27 doubled, that is 54.
So
Nicely
the
done.
stream can see this. Do you all the stream look at the hit points that the vampire is sitting at right now? The vampire is sitting at 54 hit points. So Aspen, how do you kill this vampire? It's currently trying to latch on to Zinnia's neck, struggling in the grapple. What do you do?
That's my
I
captain.
think as soon as Shinyar like moves up with that sunlight, I'll follow her lead. I have my axe out, and I go to swing. I go to swing, but then I see that he has Zinnia in his grasp, so I kind of do like an overhead thing, and I go like right down the middle, just split
Chop his head right
down
off.
the middle.
Okay. As the axe comes down, hits him right between the forehead, and the head just splits. This vampire. Let me see how this works. I think it. Oh, it's in sunlight.
Oh, well, that bites.
Wow. Okay. So, the axe. This is what happens. Sorry. So this is what happens, Zinnia. You were able to twist around from that bite and kind of get into a position, almost. I don't know. Did you and your brother wrestle when you were kids, or were you not those kind of kids? No.
Probably. I think sure. Yeah.
So there's a moment where you kind of feel this familiarity. You know what to do, and you get him with Volric helping you. Kind of get him into a pinned position as you flip over and are looking down at his face. That Harlequin mask still covering the face. He's looking up at you.
Mm-hmm.
I will have Amelia back. She will be. And the mask just shatters, and you see for a moment, you see his face staring up at you in shock. Blood starting to trickle down the nose. And then with one final beat, the axe goes down into the wood. And you watch as the form collapses in on itself and turns into a dark mist, which immediately starts to burn up from the sunlight. And ash sprinkles across the deck. For the sake of this, because we're running out of time here, all of the other undead back away, seeing their captain be destroyed like this. You watch as the ship itself seems to start to crumble. Pieces of cloth start to drift off of it, and you hear wood creaking and moaning.
I say to Aspen, quick, let's get on this boat.
Yeah, I kind of like grab Shinyar, like I pick her up in like a hug sort of thing. I put my hands around her waist and I like kind of run over, like gripping onto Volric to kind of like pull us over.
Okay, and Zinnia, what are you doing?
I want to pick up the coin.
You see it resting there in a pile of ash.
Yeah, I want to grab the coin. And then I think she's a little shell-shocked at the moment. So I think she probably is not moving too quickly. She's probably like grieving again the loss of her brother.
Yeah.
DM, would I be able to grab that mask as we're scrambling off the boat?
It's split in half, but yeah, if you want to.
I will.
Okay. So you grab this skull-like Harlequin mask, pull it off, and jump over to the other side. Volric?
And Nathan, for cinematic purposes, I would be swinging at the fleeing undead and maybe even trying to grapple the non-ghost one, whatever the other creature was.
Yeah.
And trying to kill them off. I would want to kill as many as I could as they get away.
Sure, yeah. You kind of step past Zinnia, who's standing there in shock as these undead begin to flee and pour out of the vessel like scurrying rats. And you hear one of the masks as it starts to fall down into the water. Zinnia, as you're standing there with everything falling apart around you, bits of cloth raining down like ashes, you catch some movement from the hold where the stairs lead down into the belly of the ship. And you see figures kind of climbing out in tattered clothing, sallow skin, as they kind of peel themselves out looking about. The fog around you is also starting to dissipate as those red pulsing veins on the mask start to wither and turn to ash. You watch as 6 figures pull themselves out from the hold. And you recognize your nieces and nephews. All of them.
Are they no longer in thrall?
They're no longer enthralled, but I believe they're still cursed, if I understand how it works. So they still are vampires.
Mm.
I believe that's how it works. Unless somebody can correct me right now, I don't.
If the main vampire dies that cursed them, is that what
Yeah, so these are vampire spawn. Do they continue to be vampires after the main vampire is killed?
They die.
I think they explode and we all go up a level.
They all explode? Boo, 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 boo.
It's your call, but most of the time, it just means that they're broken free of its dominance.
But they're still vampires. That's what I thought.
They're still
yeah.
vampires.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So they are still sallow-skinned. They still look to be cursed. They seem to actually be starting to recoil in fear as the boat is falling apart and the mist is starting to break apart. It's nighttime, but the implications. But what do you do, Zinnia? You see your 6 nieces and nephews. They all are strangely preserved in time from that moment 10 years ago when they all fled Baldur's Gate.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, it's not a smart move, but I think she would try to go to them.
Okay.
Like, no weapons. Like, these are...
So you approach, and in the background we see Volric pushing undead off the side of the ship. And off on the Diora we see the rest of the crew starting to gather and console themselves. And as you approach, you see what would have been the youngest of the nieces and nephews. They look to have kind of short cropped hair. They probably are no more than 17 years old. Their face is kind of rounded in features, but still has the kind of distinctive sort of like high, I don't know, like high pointed eyebrows that is in the family. And they see you approaching and they kind of...
And is there any way, I mean, like, is there any way to cure vampirism?
Make a religion check.
Oh, wow.
Would I be able to? Well, I don't have religion. It would be.
Let her make an acrobatics check.
I think...
Let me do a stealth instead, please.
At this point, I think the rest of you are on the Diora, so this is kind of like Zinnia and the siblings over here off to the side.
19?
19? Yes, there are ways to cure vampirism. In my world, I think you can technically cure it with like a remove curse, but it's going to be more involved than that. I don't apply the remove curse to things like vampirism or lycanthropes, just because I think it should feel more weighty than just a simple remove curse to be able to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So yes, there are ways to cure it, but it's involved. It takes time. It requires, I don't know the specifics, right? But it would basically require going out and finding very specific things or specific people that are very skilled. So, but what do you do as you approach? They recognize you and kind of recoil back.
Volric.
Hi.
These are my family, and they are children, and I am going to remove the curse from them. I need your help to transport them to Saltmarsh.
Normally, I would say it should be destroyed, but I do understand, and I will help you.
They're probably not gonna come easy.
You do see them starting to huddle up and like claws kind of extending out of their hands. Zinnia, do you say anything to them, or are you gonna rely on just kind of overwhelming them? And
I'm gonna take a chance and hold the coin up and flip it around like Harlan used to do. And maybe I think I probably I used to recite bedtime stories to them when they were kids, and so I'm gonna like start a tale like I would have when they were children. I'm sort of using that like soothing voice.
Yeah.
And trying to.
Can you make a persuasion roll for me at advantage?
Sure.
As she's rolling, as she's trying to distract, I have a question. Is there any sail left of the vampire ship?
Let's resolve that after the show. Yeah.
I'll let. Okay, because
Yeah.
what I was gonna do was I was gonna try and grab it and basically just put them all like in a big bag.
Ooh.
Basically, I'm still giant while she's distracting them.
Got it.
That's-
Okay, sure. So you start tearing it down. Yeah.
I got a 17.
17. The youngest one there, as all the others start to, like, their features start to harden and the fangs start to extend and they start to the youngest one seems to soften and hold a hand up. Stop, everyone. It's really good to see you, Zinnia. I'm so sorry. Our minds have been so twisted over the years. Can we go with you?
Yeah, let me take you home. I think your mom would really like to see you.
Thank you. And all of them relax and start to cautiously fall in and follow you with Volric as Volric takes the rest of the sails. And yeah, we're at the end of the show here as Xenia, you come aboard the Diora with these 6 vampire spawn that seem to be, not hostile. Xenia, I'm sure you explained to the crew what's going on, and eventually you are all able to limp home to Saltmarsh. Yeah, Zinnia, what do you do as the show kind of wraps up here? What do you do as you arrive in Saltmarsh and depart the crew of the Diora with the 6 children?
I think I'm gonna thank the crew for helping me, apologize for, getting them into a touch of trouble. Just a touch. And I think that I'm going to leave them with and this is a thing that maybe we can work out what it is, but I'd like to leave a bag with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's got maybe some kind of, I mean, she's a high elf and she's been dealing with vampires for 10 years and stuff. I think it's probably got something pretty rad in it for them.
Sure, yeah.
But I think, I think she presses it into probably Aspen's hand because Aspen is acting captain at this moment. And,
yeah.
Thanks everyone.
Can we keep your pearl?
I was about to
Do you
say,
need that?
do you want this back?
I should still probably destroy that just in case there's any vestiges of him left in it.
Oh, all right.
Oh yeah, I don't want this, and I just hand it off to you.
Yeah.
Like,
I got it. Put it back in my pocket.
Aisa looks at it ruefully.
But yeah, I think that she's off, and if you sort of in a, if our paths ever cross again sort of thing, I'd be happy to fight by your side. You're all incredibly worthy. I appreciate you all.
And Zinnia, you do not need to apologize. A vile vampire has died this day, and your family has been returned to you. This is good.
It is good, but I did kind of facilitate your ship getting its ass handed to itself. So.
Oh no, that was mostly me.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
I kind
fair.
of just like
Self-attack.
I kind of just look at Ayuze. I'm leaning my head on Shinyar. Got one arm wrapped around her. I'm just holding the bag and it's just like, I'm fucking tired. Let me go to bed.
That's the one.
nap time, everybody.
I
And then
guess
I tell
so.
them all a bedtime story, and they take a nap, and then I leave with the children.
Before she goes, I do want to ask her a question.
Yeah.
I mean, is it true? Did you steal your brother's wife? Is that why he was chasing you like that?
My brother left 10 years ago, told us he was going to come back for his wife. He took the kids and he left to protect us. He made some enemies with the wrong people. And before he could get back, we got word that the entire village that he had went to was wiped out by vampires. And then there was a vampire that just kept coming around and bothering us. And over the years, it's been a decade. Over the years, Amelia and I grew a lot closer and became more than just friends. We were grieving together the loss of, so much. And things blossom out of hardship. And I didn't know until today that he was not actually dead.
Was that your brother then?
It was. Whatever was left of him.
I'm sorry, I put my axe through his face.
I think he needed it. So, yeah. I mean, if you hadn't done it, I probably would have.
Well, take care of yourself, okay?
Yeah. You too.
And if you're ever in Saltmarsh, come join us at the Empty Net. That's where we hang out.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get these folk cured first, and then I'll be coming back through.
Okay.
All right. And with that, I think we're gonna wrap up here. Zinnia, if you don't mind, you said you wanted to destroy the pearl, right? So
yes.
I think the final scene that we see here is the following evening. You are standing in a kind of glade of trees out on a rocky island just outside of Saltmarsh, and there are these two beautiful runic stones that rise up before you and Amelia and the kids. And Amelia gently leans down between the stones and consumes the pearl as it dissolves within her mouth and is destroyed. There is kind of a pulse of bluish light from the stones as this act is done. You have removed the pearl and you now have the kids back and have a long road ahead of you to find a cure for them. Any final words here?
Like in scene, you mean?
Whatever you want.
Just in general, I think that it probably closes on her telling the tale of her finding them as if it were a bedtime story, and letting them sort of come back into like warmth and safety and love, as with the promise that she's going to find a way to set them free from their curse.
Yeah. We see all of you huddled there under these runestones as Zinnia, you tell this story, and you start to see these vampire spawn, they start to respond and soften, and you see features of their old selves starting to return. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us this evening. Do you want to do one final plug before we say goodnight?
Yeah, please come and check out Sarah's Table Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific here on Gen Con TV. Like I said, we are going to be playing Horseshoe Academy, and we're going to be magical little prancing ponies, and there will probably be less vampires and axes in faces, but I can't be sure.
Hey, you never know.
So,
all right.
I don't think Volruk's not invited to that game.
Volruk is not invited.
All right. Well,
3 shots of Sarah for one.
Oh yeah, wait, really quick.
Well,
Yeah,
Archive has 3
Ayuze,
shots.
can you share your sketches? Because I do really want to everyone to see. Hold on, let me get Ayuze up full screen.
Oh man.
So that's fault.
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
Oh my god, I love it.
This one's a lot rougher. I did one that was kind of rough enough. I thought you were gonna shoot him with an arrow.
Thought about it.
Okay.
Very
fire
cool.
arrow, and then last one is leaping through the air and stabbing him with.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Yay.
That's amazing.
So cool.
Awesome. Well, we got to get going because it is late for our East Coast folks and even our Central Time folks. So thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.